everybody. My name is Frankie McDonald. You're listening to SimpCast with Chrissie Mayr. I'm Frankie McDonald.
I want my baby back, Chili, baby back, red.
Caller, this call is for Ayala. Hi. So.
Hey, do you remember me?
Who's this?
Nick?
No.
Last name Gers.
Nick Gers. I don't know names. I don't even remember my mom's name.
Say it again.
If you were telling me my mom, I wouldn't remember her name. Like, I'm really bad with names. How do you look?
Will you say my name again? I don't even know if you heard me right.
Nick Gers.
Thank you.
Why? Why do you have to call in like that? Why do you have to call in like that? That's not a good caller. It's a horrible, horrible caller. I'm going to play you a little song.
Nick Gers! Oh, Nick.
Me Chinese, me play jokes, me put pee-pee in your coat.
What's up, Vivek?
Hey.
Whoa!
Look at this.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I was craving a Slurpee.
Can I get my change back correctly?
You know, we'll.
I feel like a lot of us are conservative in the way that we just want to be able to say the N-word and it not really matter.
That's all I want. Come on. Is that so much to ask? Can't I just say the N-word? Does that make me a bad person?
Come on, guys.
Violet's a huge fan of yours. She loves censored TV.
Oh, great.
I do. I love your show. Big fan.
All she wants is to be able to say the N-word, but that's the only thing that's holding her back in life.
Yeah.
Oh, it just, you go like this.
I'm taking the dog. Dumbass.
I'm taking the dog.
He's just happy to have the attention. He's just happy to have the attention.
Got tired of my scheming for the last time. It's me. Hi, I'm the baddie. It's me.
Our next guest is originally from Danville, Illinois. He enjoys cold beer and hot music. Says that he and his mom don't see eye to eye on his love life. And he claims that his job has cost him several relationships. Please welcome Robert Faggot. Fine, how are you? Faggot is rather an odd name.
Yeah, you know, it is an odd name.
Speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out of here.
No, Mrs. Stay. Mr. Kochacha.
Happy World Down Syndrome Day, bitches.
Happy World Down Syndrome Day.
World Down Syndrome Day.
Happy 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 Syndrome Day.
Sunday, Monday,
Happy Day.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Happy Day.
Thursday, Friday,
Happy Day.
the weekend comes, my cycle hums.
Your lip. Just kind of get it in there. Fill it in a few different times just to kind of get a real deep color. And then kind of go in here at the bottom.
Oh, well, hello. Welcome to SimpCast, your favorite Sunday night appointment YouTube viewing. Well, not just on YouTube. We're on Facebook, Twitch for some reason, Twitter, Rockfin, Rumble, all over the place. God, there is so much internet and news to get to. Before I bring in my fabulous panel, I have a stand-up show to promote. Guys, this came up so quickly. That's what she said. Come see me next Saturday, July 20th. I'm going to be performing at a little venue in Mount Kisco, which is up here in Westchester, New York, called Jazz on Main. First headlining show since giving birth. Wowie. That's next Saturday, July 20th. Of course, Keanu C. Thompson will be featuring for me. It's going to be a delightful, small, little sleepy little venue. I don't know if it's sleepy. It's a jazz club. So it's going to be up close and personal. They have a delightful Mediterranean menu. Looks good. I don't know. I haven't tried their food, but how bad could it be? Whatever. Come for the jokes. Stay for the hummus. Get your tickets at jazzonmain.com. That's jazzonmain.com to see me next Saturday in Mount Kisco, 7:00 show. Should be fun. Very excited to get back out there on stage. None of my clothes fit, but that's fine. I'm going to get a lovely tarp and I'm going to bejazzle it. I'm going to bedazzle. It's vajazzle and bedazzle. That's neither here nor there. Time to bring in our ladies for tonight. You know them. You love them. It's Leanne Starr and Keanu Thompson.
Chrissy, you can vajazzle as well. If you, you know, if you run out of things to say on stage, maybe since it's your first time back, just be like,
flip out.
Yeah.
Just be like, yeah, you guys want to see something scary? Or maybe I'll do big like before and after photos of my nether regions. This is before birth and this is after.
After birth.
And now you have the option to put your head down if it's too much. I remember we would watch the Miracle of Life video. I think it was in 7th grade health class or something, and they gave us the option of like you could put your head down if it was too much. Put it on the desk.
I didn't see it till high school. I purposefully went to sleep. I knew it would traumatize me. So,
yeah, because we didn't have kids listening. We didn't have porn like you all have growing up. We had to watch The Miracle of Life to learn how things were done.
Yeah. What a lovely name for such a terrifying and gruesome looking thing to happen, you know. But
yeah. Oh my gosh. It's Leanne is back. Oh my God. It's been way too long.
I know. My nipples are hard enough to cut glass. I'm so cold.
Good. Oh no.
It's so cold in here. I just turned it off though. I'm like, oh my God.
It's cold in my house too, but because I live with a person who is I guess part Arctic bear that has to have the thermostat 68
I was gonna say bear.
And then I wake up freezing.
Yeah, I hate it. I still turn my heater on in the bathroom when I take a shower. I can't do it. I'm like, it's cold in here. So
yeah,
it's been a while though, man. That's crazy. It's been months, I think.
It's been way too long. My God. And so much has happened really just in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
More than that. 27 hours, I guess it happened. I do think 668 is cold, fealty, and I know that that's standard temperature, but when I'm sleeveless,
my shit is on 75 and I am cold.
75. Okay, that is like old people temperature.
That's nursing home temperature.
That
It never shuts off.
No, I get freezing. 68, I think, is just torture chamber, honestly.
Yeah. I get it. I know. I understand that men run hotter, like their internal heater is working harder than like the average chick.
I wonder why though. Because like not all of them are hairy. So
yeah, he does have some hair to protect him, but I guess not enough. And I guess women technically sometimes have circulation issues, whatever.
Yeah, Sconti's definitely got enough hair to protect us both on his chest and back. So
he could weave it into a blanket and throw it over you.
Absolutely.
He has back hair.
I don't even mind shaving it. He let me do it one time and it was so satisfying. But
it's satisfying because if it's like a first time back shave, it takes forever because with every pass of the razor, you got to pull out all the.
He has a weird machine that he uses himself. Yeah.
Back
clippers?
razor?
It's like a back scratcher with a blade on it. And it buzzes.
Sounds like a ninja
Oh, it
tool.
buzzes. Okay, we have
Yeah.
one that doesn't buzz. It's just like
Yes. The one time he let me do it, it's because he missed some spots. And I was like, this is great. I'll do it every day.
You're a good fiance.
I want to see this contraption. It sounds dangerous, but if it vibrates, I guess I just picture like a big sword, like a blade. Like I was like, wait, what's
the back? No, else shaved some backs in her day. Kim Coulter. Oh, and you're muted.
I said I've done what now?
You shaved some backs in your day?
I don't believe I have. No.
You haven't? Well,
you should try it. I recommend it highly.
My husband is very blonde, so what hair he does have is not necessarily in need of a shaving, but maybe I will just for the experience. Who knows?
Yeah.
So he's like a Nordic. He's got like Nordic Viking back.
Oh yeah, full blown Nordic Viking back.
Ooh. Okay, now I have a visual. Good. Hi, Kim. It's been way too long for you too.
I know. It's been a minute, but I'm happy to be on, and what a good time to be on too, because man, our world is crazy right now.
Woo! I want to get to the Trump stuff, but I first want to talk about the Compound Censored merger, just kind of one last time, because I'd hinted at it here and there. And I know for anybody who has been following the story, you've probably heard, if you're a censored TV subscriber, you've heard Gavin's point of view. I know. Has Gino been mentioning it on his live stream? Sure, he has. He talked about it on the Real Ass podcast, which I think maybe came out a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm. He talked about it on his stream the other day too. Yeah,
and Kiki's been mentioning it here and there, but I haven't fully. So like I'm gonna really quickly recap. So on June 19th, Juneteenth, I wasn't there because I'm only there on Mondays. It was a Wednesday. Gavin McInnes, who's the head honcho at Censored TV, and he every Wednesday does a show with Anthony Cumia. It's called like Compound Censored, and he's been doing that for at least a year, for a while now. And he group texted everybody, big meeting, and we were all excited, like, oh God, what could be happening? And then I was like, ooh, I bet. I was like, I had a feeling. I didn't think everyone was gonna lose their jobs, but that's basically what happened. So I wasn't able to attend the meeting, and I was like, I can't make it. And he's like, oh, I'll just call you later. And I was like, okay. So at around 6 o'clock, he has all the booth boys. So there's 3 booth boys, Steve, Garrett, and Drew.
And then Luby is a booth girl. Yeah.
Luby's a booth woman.
Woman.
And she's sort of like, she's like a jack of all trades. She did like sort of social media for Compound and like some intern stuff. But so she was there too. Eric Nagel, who was our general manager, was there. And then Cumia, I think, Skyped in or Zoomed in. And then I think Gino was there. Gosh, and that might have been it at this point.
Drunk Jimmy was probably there.
Drunk Jimmy probably. And they had gotten rid of shows here and there. And I was like, this is strange. I thought, when you get rid of shows, you should be actively seeking out new talent and new shows to bring on. And I've recommended like so many people over the years that Compound should look at and try to scoop up. Which I feel like fell on deaf ears, but that's neither here nor there. So the meeting was basically Gavin saying, Compound Media and Censored TV have merged and you're all fired. And people thought this was a joke, and it was not a joke. And at one point, and this is why it's been kind of tricky, I think, for definitely myself, I think also Gino, but I don't want to entirely speak for him. And because then Gavin followed it up with saying, "Oh, the only people that are profitable here are Gino and Chrissie. Their shows. I mean, other than obviously Cumia. So we were the only 2 that were not fired outright. And the rumor was, that we will both be brought into Censored TV and make the same that we were making a Compound. And that was kind of just, I mean, I'm sure. I think Gavin had said that in the beginning. I mean, I wouldn't have pulled that out of my ass. I think that may have been, and again, there was no like official, offer. It's
That's
just
what he said to you guys.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
Maybe on that initial phone call, because I remember he called me and he said everyone's been fired except for you and Gino, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, wow. And he must have. And Gino was at that meeting, wasn't he?
Yes.
Okay. So I figure, oh gosh, and I had been, a lot of us had seen the writing on the wall. Cumia had moved to South Carolina, and I kept thinking, like, if the studio closes down, I can't, like, Wet Spot is over. You can't replicate that show. It was, for those of you who hadn't seen it, it was in studio fans that would come in and watch on the bleachers, which they ended up becoming an integral part of the show. The bleacher creatures, like, we would go to them all the time. If we needed volunteers for things, we would ask their input. They were like the peanut gallery. I came to, at first they had irritated me, and then they became, when you leave the back door open and like some raccoons come in, and then you like keep feeding them, and then they don't go away. That was kind of the situation we had. But by the end, I was like, I love these little guys, even though they all have rabies. And so, it's not like I could have the bleacher creatures who live all over the 5 boroughs come to my house in Westchester. I'm not going to have adult film stars come to the house in Westchester. No, and even if they would, like, a lot of them were in town for various gigs. They're not going to want to like get on a train and then go an additional 45, 50 minutes. Maybe some would, but not all. That was the great part about having Compound Media Studios right in the heart of Manhattan, right in Herald Square. It was very accessible. And there's no way to replicate the dynamics with the Booth Boys. It was just how that studio was set up, how you could quickly cut to the booth and banter with them. And that was also a big part of Gino's show too, is the banter with the booth and the in-studio guests. And so the initial kind of offer or the thing that Gavin told us was, oh, you can you'll be paid what you were paid at Compound, and that'll be that. And then at one point it became, well, you have to do it from your home. You have to do it from your home studio, which I was already renovating, thank God, because I had a feeling that this day would come. And I had done that give, send, go. And the wallpaper's up. The furniture comes in tomorrow, because I know a couple of you have been asking what the status is. Furniture comes in tomorrow, and then some more equipment. Then we're going to start really putting it together. Very exciting. But anyway, the magic of Wet Spot can't be replicated in anything other than that studio or one very similar to it. So, and then what I hadn't realized is that Gavin had in his mind that like he wanted everything fully merged by July 4th. And I had no idea that was this, date in his mind for when he wanted everything together. And so I just thought like, oh, me and Gino like have some time to figure some things out. Or I thought I had some time to figure some things out. And so I figured, and I had spoke to, the finance guy at Censored, and I was like, all right. He was like, yeah, you could just throw me like a crayon contract, like just draft up some, some things that you want or whatever. Because I was like, I have a baby. I kind of need something. I don't need the most detailed contract ever, but I'm like, I'm not an idiot. Like I need something. I need something in writing. It doesn't have to be, I don't have to have a Schedule B or something, and I had worked for Compound for 6 years without a contract. And, so you probably think like, oh, why couldn't you just do that? It's like, no, I don't know Gavin like I knew Anthony. And I was doing it for, I'm not going to like say what I got paid, because I guess that's not very classy, but like I was doing it for very little, for less than I could make just here on YouTube. And I did that because I felt very loyal to Compound Media, very loyal to Anthony. And I knew I could be making more elsewhere, especially when you factor in like the commute. And I had to pay, I was paying Andrew Harms to be there every week as the announcer. And when I would be out of town, I would pay the guest hosts. all like out of pockets. And I would, God, the amount of money I would spend at Sullivan's and at White Claws for the guests and cakes for people's birthdays and props and decorations and like
McDonald's gags, things
I could
like
have been
that.
like way cheap. I probably spend too much money. Like that's on me. I probably buy too much frivolous shit. But again, I was like I wasn't doing this show like for the money, to just make it clear. And so I was like, well, Censored had like, I don't know what, more viewers or more subs than Compound. I don't know if the number was like 20K or I could be wrong. I don't know. That's kind of irrelevant, I guess. But I figured, okay, they've got a lot more viewers. I want to renegotiate a little bit. So the whole like you're doing it for the same amount was not going to be good enough for me. And then at one point, Gavin's like, well, you guys, and at one point we were going to do it from the studio he has. So we checked out the studio. And at one point it was like, okay, do it from the studio. And at one point we could have guests. And then Gavin was like, no guests, and you have to do it at home. And then he had at one point had offered X amount to like have us fix up our home studios. And then the next moment it was way less the amount of money that he would give us to fix up our studio. So we felt I definitely felt jerked around. I was like, I don't know if I can trust any of this because everything keeps changing. And I can't do the same show at my home as I could in the studio. So I was like, it'll have to be something else that I come up with. And basically like, we could not come to an agreement. Like I just wrote back, like, that's not going to be good enough for me. And Gavin was just wrote back, that sucks. Like that was it. As far as the professionalism goes. Oh, but again, like, and it's, I want to say like no hard feelings. It's I'm trying to be like professional here, but like, and some people, and I see all the comments that fans have made over the past few weeks. Like some people are pissed at Anthony. I could never be pissed at Anthony. He was at my wedding. I mean, Gavin was at my wedding too, but Anthony's been through a lot, and I understand why he did what he did, and I just. Yeah, I hope it's no hard feelings with Gavin. It just didn't make financial sense for me. So in that sense, it's not really personal. So yes, Gavin is quite frugal. And another aspect of the deal he wanted to do was a 70-30 split on subs that I brought in, which didn't make sense because I've been at Compound Media 6 years. Everybody that was watching me, that was, that came to know me from YouTube or from somewhere else, from stand-up, and then subbed to Compound, they'd already been subbed. So that 70-30 split. So I'm like, okay, that's based on new subscribers that I bring in, which doesn't make sense because anyone who's watching is already watching and is already integrated. The subs all got mushed together. So I don't know if I explained that well, but anyway, it's not going to work out with me and Censored. So I wanted people to know, because I don't know if some people are still subbed because they think, I'm going to come over, but it just didn't make financial sense for me. So that's that.
What happened to all the other people's shows? They're just on YouTube by themselves, or they're just done?
Garrett and Steve, have
I've seen that on your channel. Was that your channel? Okay.
Yeah, I was helping them a little bit. I was hosting them for a couple weeks, and now the birds have fled the nest. They're on their own now. They're already monetized. They're crushing it. They're gonna do great.
And then Gavin, after he fired them, and was like, Garrett, and you get the worst deal of all because you've been here 10 years and you get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way that Garrett put it. He was like, okay. Then
from the beginning, the very beginning.
Yes. And then Gavin, I suppose, said, well, we would love to have Garrett and Steve over on Censored. Well, why would they? You brutally kind of fired us. And now, but did you? And you didn't even know Steve's name during the meeting, apparently. Like, now, why would you want us to come to put our YouTube show, and we just got all these, subscribers and things over there? Like, why would we do that? Yeah,
I don't know what the reasoning is on that. Like, that people are going to unsubscribe and then resubscribe with. So let's say I have a code, and then Gino has a code, And then Cumia, everyone's got their own code, so we're all being pulled in different directions that way.
Right. Well, and then he also said you guys are going to get, I'll pay you the same. But he mentioned to Gino, well, that was only going to last a couple of weeks anyway. And then it was going to go to codes. I was like, okay, well then Gino, I'm sorry to say it, Gino was right. Yeah. We can't
That's
really
the part I
trust you.
forgot,
Yeah.
is that it went from, you're going to make the same that you made a compound to, well, this is only going to be a 2-week trial.
Yeah.
And then, let's say after the 2 weeks, like he could really say anything. There's no security there. He could just say, "Oh yeah, you didn't bring any new subs," or "Oh, like he could literally say anything to justify giving us the boot." So
I think the reason that people like Gavin is because he gets his like peen hard from just fucking around with people. Like there's just really, it's like, all right, if that's hilarious, but you're like, this is our kind of lives, man. But all right.
Yeah, I thought he was more of a like uniting type of, like wanting things to stay that weren't censored and like, shows like that.
That was Compound, the free speech network. Gavin's just he's an enigma of a man, right?
Well, he really just wanted Anthony, which is fine, but be upfront about that. He just, and Anthony wanted to simplify his life. He just wants to do his show. He doesn't wants to worry about the technical stuff. He doesn't want to worry about, customer service or dealing with like angry tweets or something. I mean, angry tweets, he's great at. He'll shoot right back. But the boss like stuff, anything a boss would handle, he didn't really want to do, because he's always been talent. He's always just been like a funny guy with a great show. And he's a radio.
I don't want to deal with that shit either.
And he had been through a lot with the heart attacks and the quadruple bypass. So he, understandably is just looking to like offload responsibility. And he had been putting a lot of his own money into that studio and into the salaries of the booth boys for several years. So
he kept it open probably longer because he is such a good man, probably longer than it was, financially great for him, So
yeah.
Hmm.
And I remember even when I got married last year, or even when I got engaged, which was 22, I remember thinking like, God, is Anthony even going to still be in New York by the time my wedding comes around, which was last summer? And like, so he hung around in New York longer than anybody thought, because that house build in South Carolina was taking a while. And he went from doing like an outside studio, like a separate studio build, and maybe like a pool house situation, to then he just did a room in his house and it was like a different kind of studio. So, and it's like, same thing. As Scruffy Mail says, I don't blame Ant for taking it easy. I feel the same way. He has earned it. I'm like, if he wanted to straight up retire and stop doing anything, I would be great. Enjoy your life, buddy. You've been a net positive in the world of broadcasting. So
Gino feels the same. I think the booth boys feel the same, and the booth woman. Yeah.
Quartering's in the chat. What's up, Quartering? If you're bored with nothing to do, I'm going to send you the link. If you just want to pop on and show us your feet or something.
Only if they're hairy, though.
Ooh. But yeah,
hairy man feet make a lot of money.
And
Wait, is that real?
I'm serious. All the gay guys like want hairy straight man feet.
Go.
Bizarre.
Like a hobbit?
Yeah, Gino. Tell him to get on it.
I've heard some weird stuff.
Scotty, are your feet hairy?
And then the other thing that I'm a little bit annoyed about, I wish wow, that's a smooth foot. That's like a woman's foot.
He has pizza on his foot. What's wrong with you?
Don't show that for free.
I wish that I had been told maybe like in April or something, or like in May.
Yeah.
I wish I'd been given several months of a heads up. Maybe I could have altered my maternity leave, but I would have loved. I only got 5 days notice before my very last show at Compound. 5 days.
Oh my God.
Right.
So, most people get a 2-week notice. I got 5 days, and then
and it was your first show back after being, on maternity
away
leave.
since April 1st. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's fucked up.
And it felt so sad because the bleacher creatures gave me flowers. They're like, "Welcome back! It's your first show back! Oh my god!" And then I'm like, "Oh, guys, it's the last show ever."
They were so forlorn. Oh my god,
I know.
awful.
I love those guys.
I love them.
We'll have to do like a meetup or something.
Yeah,
but yeah. And
So
then Kiki
gay.
came out and did the last show, and so did whatever Amy. It was a good last show. But I would have liked to have had more time to maybe put together like a best of reel of all the funny moments. But who knows? Maybe I still can. Maybe I can do that.
You can and you should.
I can. I should. I will. So that is that about the compound censored merger. Yes. Let's go to push-ups. Hello, push-ups. Trump needs to hire Keanu as a bodyguard. Yeah, right. Nobody should have a female bodyguard for any reason, even if you are also a female.
I'll support this. Remember when you were pepper sprayed? I got you out of there far better than that. That's
true.
I got Trump out of there. I was like, everybody out of here now, Christy. Come here. You see? So maybe, yes, if I heard bullets, obviously I'm not good with bullets. I don't even know how to duck. In case you know anything about me, and I protect myself with an acrylic chair, but I would have tried a little harder,
And that's what I said too. I was like, why is there a woman in charge of Secret Service? That's like a man's job. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's there's so many pictures, and like we've seen so many of the pictures from
Men are protectors, man. Women are not. Like,
I thought
what
it
are
was
you
kind
doing?
of cool to have that. Maybe Trump was like getting some, tough females in his.
He doesn't want females.
I don't know.
Like,
I didn't
the
know.
woman literally had to just like shoot her hand in front of his head as if her hand's gonna like not stop it's gonna stop a bullet or something else,
Right.
Like, at least make them hot.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
At least make them hot.
Yeah, like what the fuck is that? They're
he can
incompetent.
die with some nice tits in his face,
Right.
Exactly.
And I don't know, does Trump hire his own Secret Service? Probably not. But I was like, okay, there's some ladies in there. But yeah,
if you're assigning security to, one of the most prolific people in the world right now, and you're saying, oh, like these are the people that are going to have to like potentially step in line to protect you, save your life. You're not going to put people who like dwarf him by a foot.
Yeah, you're not going to hire fucking
tall
Lizzo.
man. Yeah,
Like,
you're
what
right.
are you doing?
He's a big, tall man. That was just dumb. Whoever did that deserves to be fired and much worse.
Yeah, it was probably for the look of it because I was like, oh, he's got a lot of ladies there.
Oh, yeah,
Come
look
to
at
find
it.
out they did nothing.
Yeah, for the look of it, and they weren't even hot or anything. Like, what are you like? At least that, like that, is
least
the
be
least
hot.
you could do.
Throw them in some booty shorts and a skinny
something.
top and
Somebody
really
with
put
like
them to work.
somebody that with fake breasts that could take
No, like
a
that
bullet.
chick
Not
from
actually,
Hollywood, Florida, that cop that's like going viral, like that kind of woman. Okay, like something, not that. Like, I don't know.
If you put into Twitter just female bodyguard, boy, is it fun. Okay.
Oh,
From
boy.
Lives of TikTok, Director of Secret Service Kimberly Cheadle said she's aiming to make the Secret Service more diverse and hire more women.
Oh.
This was today. The female agent couldn't even holster her gun during the attempted assassination.
Oh boy.
They're aiming to have 30% women recruits by
No,
2030.
why?
And even allowed YouTube influencer Michelle Carey.
Yeah,
to tweet
YouTube.
While the rest of the world laughs.
No.
I'm very
conscious as I sit in this chair now of making sure that we need to attract
Wow.
diverse
Less
candidates and
women.
ensure that we are developing
Less
and giving
diverse
opportunities
women.
to everybody.
Less
in
women
our
of all
workforce.
kinds.
And particularly
Diverse is the worst
That
word in the
workforce
English
will be
language right
pivotal
now.
for the 2024
You know,
Fucking
maybe
hate
we
it.
could make this a
which for the
positive.
first
Maybe
time
it should be
includes a
trans
former
women.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yes.
Diverse. Shut
Yeah.
up.
That
No.
would be one instance where I would say trans women are welcome because you're actually men and you can be
Mhm.
bodyguards.
Yeah. At least they're dudes.
Ugh, good.
These are
Lord.
not people that you want to hand guns
No.
to.
No.
I'm just saying.
And here is this poor woman is getting a ton of shit. The one that looks like Melissa McCarthy
Yeah.
recovered.
Yeah, she's like in the Bridesmaid one too, like that
Yeah.
Melissa McCartney.
She looks like Danny DeVito.
There's just too many women. That was
There is a
really
lot of
concerning
women.
to me.
Yeah.
I was like, yikes.
At least
And
hot
look-
girls would like distract people, like possibly distract things going on, so they wouldn't be as focused.
It's
They'd be looking at their
true.
tits or something. Like
Very
I don't
nice
know.
lady with a nice pair of
Yeah, like,
outfit.
in all seriousness, this was just complete negligence
Yeah.
in the name of appearing woke, in the name of appearing, like they want equality, but it's not equality. They're putting people's lives at risk.
It's fucking
If you also
buffoonery.
notice, if you
Like,
notice too, the men are very straightforward and calm and putting him in
Yeah.
the thing, and the women are like, "We,
I gotta go over here. I gotta over here. How do I hold my gun?
Oh, goodness, my pearls."
Let me put
But-
my hand in front of
Don't
his face.
seem
That'll
calm
help.
under pressure. Even this one with the bun, who is the most
Mhm.
like pulled together one of all of them.
Yeah.
Still, they're like they move like chickens. You know,
Because
They're
he
not-
looks like
and
a scared rabbit.
I
Yeah.
said this when we were on the airplane, Chrissy, right? I have one bias, and it's just like I don't care the race of the person flying the plane. A lady flying the plane, and this is exactly what I was afraid of. If the shit goes down, I just know
Mhm.
myself. I'd be like, "Ah, I forgot everything." That's my one thing, right? You want
because I don't care what anyone says, especially if you're a girl on your period, you have brain fog. Your brain is like you're not completely there either. So that's gonna happen. So I don't understand this at all. Like you're more discombobulated and not paying attention. It's just dumb. It's so fucking
Yeah,
dumb.
look
I don't
at
want no
them
bitches
walking
protecting
around
me.
like I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Look, if I was a female bodyguard and this is happening, all eyes are on you. It's like you better throw yourself on the president. Like you need to do extra, okay? You need to
Yeah.
show people like I'm
Yeah,
not
what are you
just
doing?
here for the DEI hire. Like you should be jumping on the top of them. Jump across him on the top.
If you look
Right.
too, she's pulling her pants down. If you just go back,
What?
she puts her sunglasses back on, and then you know how like a man wouldn't care, like, okay, I don't care what's hanging out.
Mm-mm.
If you go back, she puts her sunglasses back on and then adjusts her outfit.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
But
men
I
have
would do
to
the same, which is
Oh,
why I
all
would
the
never be a
cameras.
Secret Service agent.
Oh,
Oh God. Or maybe it was
My.
something else, but
That's so terrible.
I think she does. One of them does. Sunglasses come off. She's got her hand on the thing, and then sunglasses.
Yeah.
Pull the blazer down.
They just-
Oh, Lord.
they're like, yes, we are very much in character. We're playing the role of a bodyguard. And look how official. Oh, we have sunglasses and we have jackets and our hair is back.
I don't
Look
hate
at
these
us.
women for wanting to do it, and I don't hate
I do.
anyone for hiring them. But
I hate them for wanting to do it. You're putting his life in danger. There's one photo of the Melissa McCarthy one straight up ducking instead of jumping
Yeah.
to cover the president.
And that's because we're the fairer sex.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they were trying to do good by hiring them, and I think they're
This
trying
one.
to do good by being one.
right
But
there.
yeah, she's
This
crouched over
picture.
like a
Look at all these
To
guys.
get this
over
woman
here.
fired. She's like, ooh, help.
Yeah. What
Now
is
this
happening?
guy probably has a whole ass family, and he's like, whoop.
Yep.
All the way on
Oh
top.
yeah, his back is
wild.
directly in the line of fire. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I don't want no bitches protecting me. I am good.
Like she should have a bag with a sandwich in it. Like, oh, Trump, in case you get hungry, I made you this.
I
Mhm.
cut the crusts off and everything.
Put
Yes.
it in the SUV. That's what you can do. Okay. You
Damn.
should not be doing bodyguard shit. You're not guarding anybody.
This is what
well-
diversity gets you.
And isn't it the job of the Secret Service? Why didn't anyone listen when they're like, "There's a dweeb up here crawling onto a roof with
Yeah.
a rifle"? Like, why wasn't there more done there? I mean, that's the entirety of the Secret Service's fault. I mean, you think we know why? Is that what you just said? Why?
It doesn't make sense.
There's a lot that doesn't add up about the situation, including like why there were so many different names being thrown around for the shooter. And it's just one of those things that will continue to breed all kinds of hypothesis, and it's what they're like using these little I feel like they spent years on the left calling us like conspiracy theorists, this, that, and this and other. And like when like something clearly happened, you know, like a man lost his life, like there was brain matter on the people around him. This is obviously not a fake thing. As soon as it's something that doesn't fit their exact narrative, it's like, oh, well, obviously it's staged. Obviously this can't be real. They go immediately into denial mode because admitting what actually happened is so damning to their party that they would not want to like even touch it. So like, I don't know. Why was he, they say that one of the snipers had like a sight on him for like the first 5 rounds that went off to something like that.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Taken out
Before
like, how did that happen? Like, are you going to tell me like, there's only really 2 things that make sense to me in that. It's like, either they're so severely incompetent and they like just kind of like didn't know what to do, which is believable, or there's malicious intention behind it, which is also extremely believable because they spent the last 8-10 years gearing everybody up. He's Hitler, he's the next dictator, he's gonna destroy democracy. And you know, they have these like young kids who are at a much higher rate susceptible to these crazy mental illnesses, taking in all this information, and they think like, wow, like this guy's going to be the next Adolf Hitler, and they're inspiring shooters. And it's you know, it's just laughably scary, you know, on that end.
Yeah. And right when this happened, I was on the train on the way into the city to go to Keanu's bachelorette party.
Leave it to me to have a bachelorette party, by the way, the day the president is shot at. I mean,
yeah, we did try to upstage him.
Yeah. I was happy to be upstage. It's the only positive.
And I started watching the footage and I started crying. Like I was like hand over my mouth and I started crying. And then like eventually, you know, you hear the other people on the train sort of catching on. And I hear these like these twats in their 20s being like, oh, I think he faked it. I think he faked it so he can look like a hero. I'm pretty sure he had pig's blood. And then one of the other people in the group said, oh, we were so close to having a work holiday on Monday. I'm like,
oh my God. I love my BFF, the gentleman that was with us too, but he said the same thing at that table. He said,
Elliot. Oh.
Yeah, you can say whatever. But he was like, it looks fake. Or it sounds fake. I'm like,
And why is that? Why do lefties immediately think, why do some lefties think, oh, it's fake? Because I'm sure we've all heard somebody that said that in the last day.
Well, look at anything that happens.
Are they so desensitized to all the hateful rhetoric, or are they just...
It doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit their narrative.
It's a deflection. It's 100%. I mean, that's 100% of like what their motive is. Guilty people accuse other people of what they're doing to take eyes off of what they're doing and try to focus it on other things. So this idea that like, oh, like there's no way this could have been real. It happened right before your eyes. It happened right before all of our eyes. Like you also saw like years of not just politicians, but these entertainers like buddying up with politicians to make these anti-Trump rhetoric exactly right here. And you know, you have the Shakespeare is it Shakespeare?
When was the last time?
Oh, and this, hold on. Yeah.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
And it's like most of Hollywood they're puppets. So it's like, I'm sure he said that to sound cool, but this, you know, it adds up over time. It's been 7-8 years of this, of Trump is literally Hitler. And I know this kid was 20, so he's probably been hearing it all throughout his formative years. Also, his form-fitting years.
when something happens to
I
a
have
person
thought
that
an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
And then Madonna went back and said, "Oh, that was just kidding."
Yeah, imagine if someone said that about Biden's White House. Just can you fucking imagine? They'd be in jail. They would be in jail with the January 6th people.
And when something happens, the people that hate the person for getting any positive, I'm sorry, but he did get positive attention for this. Trump did. when something like that happens, people always just call it fake. What did Howard Stern, when Kim Kardashian got robbed in Paris said, if this is fake, she should go to jail for this. Like, Chrissy, when I got shot at, past, people were like, she staged this. Or when our airline debacle, we were like, this is a grip. They made this up. This didn't happen. You know,
we paid off an American Airlines employee.
Yeah.
Although I will say, especially because we're on the conversation of Gavin before, we will never forget when the fake Fed raid, because that definitely was a thing that happened. Like, there are people who do go, and like, that's not the most egregious one example of that. It's just on topic.
Yeah, I guess there are some people.
There are people who are willing to stage outrageous situations for
That's
views.
so fucking gay. It's like the gayest shit.
Speaking personally, it would never come to my brain to have
No.
Jim Stansel standing outside my house with something that sounded like a gun. So I could duck down for views. Like, it would never ever come to my brain to do that. So yeah,
Me
I mean, but
either.
people, when they hate the person, like my
They want
brother
to
is
accuse you of whatever. Exactly.
my brother's doing pretty good, considering how much he's a big liberal, but he's not. I thought, oh my God, my brother's going to be beside himself, you know, but he's okay. It's just, it is a lot of positive. When Trump raised his fist into the air and was like, fight, fight, fight. To me,
That was
I'm
badass.
like, election over. That was badass. Like,
that was so
the man
gangster.
just-
That was
it was-
seriously gangster.
Oh yeah, and one of the channels was like, "Oh, he should be toning down that rhetoric and that." Like, shut the fuck up! He just got shot at, you dumb bitch.
Shot. What do you? That was
Like, you're still trying to blame him for this? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I
Biden
hate them.
slurs
I
his way
fucking
through his
hate them.
speech and he can't find his way off the stage.
Yeah.
Trump gets shot and his first instinct is like, don't take me off the stage yet. I need to tell everybody that I'm okay.
Well, first he wanted to get his expensive shoes, and then now
Who wants to walk around with no fucking shoes on, especially where he was in
because
Butler?
he's such a man
I
that he's
wouldn't
like,
either.
I'm not walking out of here without my shoes.
Probably because they're good shoes.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't blame the man for it. Then, I mean, it was an awe-inspiring and wow, that was the goose flesh inducing moment.
And this
Maybe
is
that's why he has women's Secret Service. They know what's important, the shoes. They made sure. They're like, oh, we'll get them. We got those shoes. So
And
maybe he
Trump
does
is-
know what he's doing.
Trump is such a genius that he, in that moment, like you know, you're being shot at. You figure, God, like run for cover, get the hell out of there. But he's such a genius. He actually takes. I mean, it's part PR smarts, but it's part like speaks to like I don't know what. Just his testicular fortitude and his that he actually takes a moment and like faces the camera and says like fight. He actually goes out of his way, because I think in the back of his mind he knows like that photo op is going to be priceless and legendary, and just to
He's
make
always
take that
thinking,
moment and made the most of it when everyone would have understood if he was just like, holy shit. I mean,
I'm gonna
Get outta
maybe propose something different in the adrenaline of the moment, sending a message to the people who are trying to attack him, like, "Fuck you! You're not."
That's what I thought
out.
too.
I'm
That was
fighting.
like
I'm here to fight.
his
Like,
y'all are
instinct
making
was
my
to say,
nipples
"Fuck you,"
hard.
pretty
My
much.
God, I have goose flesh. Jesus, literally, like, woo.
well, I mean, it was this moment is burned into into history forever. That picture is burned into history forever.
Yeah, I don't think he was thinking of PR at all. I think he
I
was
really don't. I
pissed
think-
and fired up and was like, "Fuck these people! Like, I'm
I
not
think his
going
first
anywhere."
reaction was like, "I'm not gonna let these people think that I'm scared right now, because I'm not.
Yep.
You're not gonna. I'm not.
That
gonna
would be the worst thing, to cower and shit. That's something he just would not fucking do, man. There's just no way. He's too stubborn and he is egotistical, but that's like one of his good qualities, to do what he does. Like, you have to be. They all are. That's why it's so funny when they keep saying he's egotistical. Oh, Obama's not? Are you fucking kidding me? He wrote like 80
anybody in
self-books.
office, in public office, is not.
Yeah, like, are you fucking, they all are. You have to be a politician in some form. Like, what the fuck? You think you're gonna save things? So yeah, myself too. Like, I want to save stuff. I don't think I'm like the best at it, but I'd rather get them the fuck out of there because I would be better at it than them. But still, like, you all are. Everyone that has like a show or anything, you all want attention, your ego, you have something like that's, or you wouldn't do it. That's why people that aren't like that, they don't do that stuff.
Right.
They're not interested in it and they don't want to put themselves out there like that. So
true.
Just
Thank
what
you
it
for the
is.
pink boy to a TAC air operation. Biden just stated in his address that he and VP Trump's hopes and prayers are with former President Putin and the others affected. Oh, that's funny. Thank you.
Are you serious? I don't know if you're serious or not. That could be true. I don't know. Is it real? Did he actually say that or is it just a joke?
It's funny because like when I saw the first tweet about like Trump just got shot, I was like, nah, there's no way. There's no way. And then it was like refresh and I was like, oh, this is real. This is really happening right now.
Me and my friend Joanne were in the Uber to the Chrissy texted us in the Uber to the bachelorette dinner or whatever. And then I immediately called Gino. He's like, I know. And then it was and then I was like, okay, it's right. Yes, this happened. Oh, thankfully, he's okay. God bless. Jeez.
Thank God. Yeah.
Can you imagine how disturbing?
Oh, it would have been I don't know if people would have rioted because the right doesn't really riot like the left riots. And like you know, if Trump had died, what use is it? You know what I mean? I think I'd be like, yeah, I'm finally gonna go loot that Target, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna bring him back.
They would have taken down all the locks on the deodorant and the
more
Target.
like a maybe depression mixed with some people really getting fired up and wanting to get involved or hold.
I just think about his family. Like I think about his kid going, God.
His kid, exactly. That
like,
was
well, I think about his kid right now. They're probably traumatized from this. Like, that's not just the president, that's our dad. And he had his ear shot off, basically.
like a centimeter away from not having a dad anymore.
Yeah. Ugh.
I'm sure that's already something that they've like contemplated. Like it's not.
Oh yeah.
But like to actually, you know, have to live through the experience is something totally different.
Yeah.
There's probably threats on his life daily.
Oh yeah.
I didn't hear about it.
This is just the assassination attempt that we've heard about. This is the one that's been the most successful. Think about all the ones that never even get into the news. From Dan Riemann, thanks for the super chat. I live by myself in Wisconsin. I won't turn the heat past. Oh, this is about the temperature. I won't turn the heat past 65 during winter, which usually results at around 59 to 63 in the house. Us men like it cold.
I would die.
Oh, you're a
Very
monster.
In the winter?
59.
Dude, I've been to
Remember the
Wisconsin in the
Secret
winter. It
Service.
is fucking freezing, especially if you live like on a lake. I'd die. Literally die.
Ghost Crusaders. Leanne is beautiful. Chrissy, how's the little munchkin? Have you introduced him to Ms. Rachel yet? Oh yeah, Trump 2024. No, I don't want the bean to watch TV. He's 3 months old. It's like I've been reading a lot about how like infants watching TV is really not good for their development, and they need to see like faces and things they can interact with. And
have you ever seen those videos of little babies like 6 months old putting their moms will put Miss Rachel on and they know immediately and they start laughing and smiling like it's their mother? Like it's crazy. There's so many of them. I see them all the time on TikTok.
Who
It's
is Miss
crazy.
Rachel? Like a YouTuber or something?
There's one, yeah. Well, she's I guess
And she talks to
YouTuber.
other people's children.
Yeah, she has like a kid show.
Basically,
And there's like
child
videos of babies, like they know who that is. As soon as they hear, she's like, "Oh, hello," and like the baby's eyes light up and they're smiling, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's like some witchcraftness right there." Because these babies can't even talk yet. Like they don't talk. Like they're small. I'm like, they know what that is. Like immediately. It's kind of creepy.
Kim, you have babies. Do you
Yes.
have them watching TV?
We don't. It's not like a frequent staple. They also like were above like around or above 2. I guess my son a little earlier. Like they watch Little Bear though. And like we'll do like Saturday night movie night or whatever. And like the other night like my daughter loves dinosaurs, so we'll do like The Land Before Time. Often like I do like they have like a couple hours, like 2 hours a day where I set them in their room and they have like a playroom so that they like, interact and like, keep themselves entertained. It's good for their brain stimulation. And when I do that, like sometimes I'll put on like music in the background or something like that. And there are some channels where it's literally just like reading a children's book. Like I think that's the farthest I go, especially when they're by themselves, is like either music or something like a storybook, or it'll be like one or two, and then I just like they do their thing. But no, I don't. Initially my mom friends were all about Miss Rachel, and I just like I watch I always pre-screen the content unless I like know it, or like I do like a ton of, I'm like neurotic almost. And they gave me, what the kids call the ick. I don't know. It just like, it set me off. It didn't feel good. I didn't like a lot of, and like,
it is real corny.
Like the first thing you see is like the they thems and it's like, and then she started making all sorts of statements, and it's like, all right, like I really don't need my kids watching this. This is so beyond stuff that I'm
willing.
She
wants Dylan Mulvaney to come on, so there's that.
Yeah.
I don't know if she did.
I respect I will say I respect the hustle. Like Miss Rachel started because her son was special needs, and she had I think she has an education background or a psychology background, one or the other, or maybe both to an extent, and they all do music. And she was like, okay, well, like I'm going to make a program because there's nothing available for my son specifically, and I want to have educational programming. And I totally respect that. And then she blew up, and she's got millions and millions of followers and all sorts of stuff like that. And there are tons of woke parents who are fine with the pronoun gay stuff. And I'm just, it's not my thing. I don't want to do that. But especially not like, I can't stand the idea of like, here, sit and watch this thing. And like, just like over here, like what? I don't know. It just, the whole thing just, especially like as somebody, like I stay home with my kids, I fit my whole work schedule around when they take naps, when they're asleep, before they wake up. Like that's how I organize my day. And not everyone can do that, and I totally respect that. But like if you're gonna be around your kids, be around your kids. Like don't let Miss Rachel be the one that's bringing up your kid. Like you want that attachment to be with you.
Oh, that's why I do a podcast. So that when I eventually let my kid watch screen time, it'll just be me. It'll be
exactly. I love hours of mommy.
Put on the old episodes of Wet Spot. And
oh God, no. Well, most of them are fine, except for the ones where there's, an anal ring toss or something.
In the titties.
That'll make him, Chrissy, if you play him Wet Spot when he sleeps, he'll grow up really cool. Like he'll be like, I know exactly about everything in life. Yeah.
Just traumatized enough to have a funny personality. Yeah. That's like you want to hit that sweet spot. Because like you don't want them to be boring, but you don't want them to be crazy. So
I know. I think I love him so much that I don't think there's a chance he'll grow up to be a comedian, because he's getting he's gonna get so much love.
My parents let me sit by the TV like this close. Aww. Just like, and I'm like Rugrats. I love this so much. Or I would dance by the TV, but I'm maybe I'm a little fucked up, which might be why I'm a comedian, but not by my parents. Maybe it was what I saw on, Nick at Night.
Yeah. Nick at Night was a wild place.
It was awesome.
Doogie, what's up, Doogie? Men run warmer because our hole is closed, hence we retain heat. Oh, really? What about your butthole, sir?
Yeah, your hole is closed. You seem to never shut your mouths.
Oh. Your mouth is never shut.
Mark Zart. Good evening, Chrissy, Leanne, Keanu, and Kim. Did you know you can't criticize the Secret Service on YouTube? No. I attempted to and send a message criticizing the head of Secret Service, but kept getting blocked. What?
That's creepy.
That is.
Women don't like to be criticized.
People say they don't like fascism, and then they applaud things like this, and it's you can't have.
Missy's here.
I'm here. I couldn't resist.
Just couldn't.
Oh my gosh! So your household must be very busy today.
It's been busy. Actually, it's funny. I still have your stream on. Let me turn it off. It happened yesterday. I mean, I know you guys were already talking about it, but so I don't really want to. Oh, by the way, got to represent our guy. I'm thinking about maybe talking shit about him since I'm, wearing the merch.
I love this the hoodie. I
Don't besmirch the merch.
That's cozy.
It's a good one. It's an OG.
What temperature does Anthony keep the house?
Yeah.
He keeps it at an interesting.
She has a sweatshirt on.
What was that?
You do have a sweatshirt on.
Yeah,
so
you have a sweatshirt on, so it's probably.
I do. It's kind of warm though, but I just
South
want
Carolina.
Yeah, it's like I don't mind being a little in between, but he'll have it at like 72 sometimes, and I like need it at like 68 to go to bed. So I'm just like,
okay.
So I feel like there's gonna be an age joke in there.
No, when I go to sleep, I do want it really low. Like I do like to be cold when I sleep, but when I'm sitting here like this, it's really I hate it. I'm like, all right, it's too cold now. But yeah, when I agree, when I sleep though, I do want it down low. So I don't know. Is that weird?
No, it's not.
Cold environment is like actually really conducive to better sleep.
For sure. I totally agree. That's hot at all.
There is like a threshold though where I've had it like where someone would have it so cold that like my body will shiver, and then when your body's shivering to regulate its temperature, I end up sweating.
Yeah, I hate that
in my sleep.
Wow.
So it does have to be like a perfect.
Yeah, I need it to be cold, but I also need a blanket as well.
Yeah, I need cozy blankets.
Oh, I think you're a psychopath if you can sleep without a cover on you. I find that very
I agree.
odd.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
That is. Have you seen those videos where they're like when you forget to give your friends like a blanket to go to bed, and they're like they have like the CD rack on there?
I did see that. That was so funny. That's
Aw.
very true though.
They just keep looking, and it's just like someone's under the dog bowls, or like they're just like the most ridiculous like items.
Someone has, like, a bookshelf, I think, or something stupid on them.
I mean, I've seen them like roll up in like the rug too. Like it's like a little taquito.
Aw. What is it about blankets? We just love them.
Yes.
Yeah, Missy. So has Anthony been talking a lot about the attempted assassination?
Right. Yeah. So yesterday we were out and we were sitting in this like small section of this like little outdoor area, and it was just like maybe like 6 tables, and it was just in kind of like this alcove, so it was kind of echoey. So we see it happen. I'm like, what? Like I couldn't like I got sick to my stomach, and everyone's looking at us. We're like, everything's cool. Something happened. We're like not trying to draw attention, but like he's loud as well. And so yeah, he's
What does
last
Aunt
night he
say?
went on with what was that?
What does Aunt say as soon as he sees it?
Well, when we saw it, he was on with Gavin last night when we got home, and he went on with Gavin, and then we immediately like never didn't think it was fake at all. Never considered that.
I think
but now as things are coming out, it is definitely not saying it was staged, but there definitely is a lot of questions to be asked about the like lack of intelligence. Things that were like, something that, might have happened on October 7th. Similarities there.
Yeah, like letting it happen kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to ask him if I could say this because I do talk to people at the FBI because of the trafficking, and we were talking about it yesterday, and immediately he was like, someone knew this is inside. This would not happen. Because I asked him, I was like, how does this happen? Like all the roof, and he immediately was like, that someone had to know that works with him or is working. So that was like his immediate
it just seems
answer.
like
and I was like,
a lot to pull off for a 20-year-old kid.
Yeah. That's why
I mean,
it's
a lot
like
to pull
really
off,
sad.
but
It's true.
I don't know if anybody had seen the Candace Owens coverage of it, and she she said that she's been around the Secret Service significant amount of times around Trump. She spoke at the NRA once, and she said that her husband, he had like come in through like a weird sideway, like kind of like slipped in, and like they were on his ass, like ready to shoot him, like guns pointed, and she had to like jump in front. And so for something like that, for them to be so on the ball, but then to have something where you're like, okay, let's just say maybe they couldn't get and jump on top of him right away. Well, now they have this, they said that they were in his scopes for so long, right? Isn't that like a good time to maybe get him off the stage to just say,
Why
hey,
let him keep talking?
get him off?
Right, exactly.
Doesn't have to be as aggressive as shooting the guy. Okay, sure.
No one's seen him on the roof, and other people did on the ground.
Yeah,
but
that's
they
where that
didn't?
also intelligence fails, right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
you have your standards, Samaritans who see this before advanced intelligence, like
Right.
people who are literally their main job is to see every nook and cranny of any potential threat.
Right. There's a nerd with a gun crawling on the roof over there of the mill. Could
What?
we please? Could we do something about this? Like,
Leave him. Yeah, he's
I
fine.
know they all said they were
He's
like
stunning.
screaming, and the cops were like, "What? Like,
What are you supposed to do? Like, how long do you let somebody on a roof with a gun? I mean, is it? Could you?
What is he, like 400 feet away, and no one looked?
Is there an
on the roof?
argument for shooting someone before they even take a shot?
Maybe they're
If
not
they're aiming
allowed.
a gun at the president, at a former president, I think that's a pretty safe
Yeah.
bet as to what their objective is here.
Right.
It's not like you have to be like, oh well, I want.
No, let's just see if he does have bullets in there.
Like,
Maybe
you
he
could at
doesn't.
least like shoot at the gun or do a
Maybe
body
he's one
shot.
of
You don't have
us.
to do a
Don't shoot. He
headshot.
could be one of us.
And maybe they don't drag the president off stage because they don't want to cause a panic.
Well, there is. I mean,
Right,
it actually that panic is way better than some guy who literally
you're
lost
right.
his life.
You're right. No, the poor guy that lost his life. I don't know if you guys saw that video.
Oh,
It was-
yeah.
I wept. Oh God, I
It
wept.
was a
the whole
dad.
thing.
He protected his daughter and wife.
He jumped in the line of fire to protect his family and took a bullet to the head. And everyone's like, and people still have the nerve to be like, oh, it's staged.
Right. It was.
Right.
Oh, the whole thing was.
Like, yeah, that ER doctor with brain matter all over him that was trying to help him, totally
Right.
staged. Like,
Right, and when he just sits down and like takes a deep breath, he's like, "Holy fuck!" Like that's wee. That's
that
bad,
same
yeah.
guy. There was footage of him like yelling at the mainstream media booth after he walked up to the podium where like all of the cameras and stuff were, and he was like, "This is your fault. This is your fault."
Wow.
Like
Nice.
such a
Yeah.
Where's that
No,
video?
wow.
There's like some videos.
I
feel
know.
like
I know. I have it saved in my bookmarks. Let me pull it up.
Guys, we have some constructive criticism. Are we ready?
Is it?
Love SimpCast, but people need to stop saying like every sentence. Like,
I
stop.
try.
Like,
I have
like
asked for
something
tips
like-
on this a million times. I don't know how. I've been trying to train myself not to do it. And I take every advice people give me to stop, but I keep doing it. Like, I don't know how to stop. Like, I would have to talk very yeah, like I would have see. I can't do it. I don't want to do
I
it. but
can't
don't know how
either.
to
It's terrible.
Train myself not to.
I couldn't even tell you if I was doing it or not.
Yeah, I don't
I
either.
can't either, and I'm gonna blame pregnancy brain, and it's just gonna be okay.
Oh yeah, Kim, how are you feeling? And how far along are you now?
I'm just about 6 months now, and I'm feeling
Aw.
awesome. Yeah, I have pictures if people want to see them. Of
Are
the
you
little-
showing? Well, yeah, it's your
Yeah,
third.
I'm
so-
bumping here. We can
Yeah.
Bumping.
Bump, 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 bump.
Dun, 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 dun.
For free? I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's such a cute bump.
Wow.
There she is.
There's a
That-
bean in there.
There's a bean in
There's
there.
a bean
A
in
girl
there.
bean.
A girl bean. Yes, a
Bean.
very adorable girl.
Wasn't it like an orange or a grapefruit now? Not like a bean.
Like more like a cucumber?
Oh. It's that long?
Yeah, that's what it says on my app. So I'm just gonna go.
Oh.
with
Chrissy and I looked at each other like, how is it a cucumber?
I know.
It's a
like
cute
what
cucumber.
this?
Maybe it's more the mass of the cucumber than like the shape of the
Yeah,
cucumber.
because it's right. It's a girl, not a boy.
It's an eggplant.
It was funny too at the first ultrasound. The woman goes to like look for the gender, and the baby's in like like she's like splayed out, and she's like, oh, she's really showing off. I'm like, that's the girl.
She's like, woo. She's like, hey.
That's so cute.
Wait, did she tell you it was a girl by accident?
No. I already
Oh,
had
okay.
already known as well. Actually, with each one, I took this there's like a predictive test you can get off Amazon for like $12. It's like
spoon and the fork thing, right? I'm just kidding. It's
The
not
ring on the string.
Where you
Absolutely,
sit on
that's a lot
the
more
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's an old superstition and a very terrible joke. I apologize.
You just pee on the thing and it turns a color and that's the
Hmm.
thing in it. And it was right both other times, so I was like, all right, I don't want to wait, and I did that. But
Imagine people just start doing that as their gender reveal, like, all right, and they just squat in the middle of the party, and you're just like,
That would
"You
be
just, like, get a
better,
piñata?"
honestly.
They don't even go into the bathroom. You have to pee in front of the guests. That's
Yeah.
like,
Yes,
Right, yeah,
that would
just-
be iconic, and then you all wait for the reveal.
Yeah.
I looked at this Asian website when I was pregnant, like, we will determine the gender of your baby. Just put in the due date, and it said girl. And I was like, I don't believe this.
That's not very scientific.
Dark Side would love, hey, Chrissy, it's been a slow news weekend, huh? Any luck reaching out to Chris Carrabba? When will we see the new studio? Hail SimpCast, hail FNT. Ooh, maybe in a week or two, because furniture comes tomorrow, and then I just have to set it up. So soon. Chris Carrabba, I have to try reaching out again. My buddy from Dashboard Confessional.
Ooh.
Viking, thanks for the super chat. Your wet spot episodes on YouTube were always good. Maybe you could have corn stars and guests on Zoom and do it on here. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, Viking. Like maybe for like a one-on-one interview, but for the kind of hijinks we were doing, it just doesn't make sense to do it through a Zoom box. Mark Zart, a cop confronted the guy on the roof. And when the guy pointed his weapon at the cop ran away. They want Trump gone. No way, dude.
Yeah, I read that too. I read that apparently. I don't know the truth of it, but I also had read that. And but it's like, if that's the case, then like get more men outnumber him. And again, it's like there's these guys who actually have tactical weapons. Like we all play Call of Duty. I do. And like there are like technical like grenades, like not actual grenade, but maybe something to stun him, something to like throw a freaking smoke up there. You know what I mean? Like throw some sort of like thing to distract this guy so that they can like spawn. And then also like there was a roof across the other way. He could have absolutely. They could have climbed up that, jumped it through. Like I don't know, get fucking creative. It's like the fact that I'm being creative about it right now, considering it, they were there and they are trained to do this.
Send up a girl with her tits out.
Yeah. No, I don't think that would have worked with that one.
He definitely would have misfired something.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I swear this never happens. Push-ups. Quartering, probably too busy working out at the hotel gym. Yes, I think oh really? I know that Jeremy Griggs and Brian Kinnell are at the RNC right now. Adam Simon, good evening, Simps. Just got here. What's up, Adam? Doreen's Lunatic. I once got fired the day before Christmas.
That's
got
fucked up.
fired on Christmas Eve, Doreen's Lunatic? That's heartless.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
You were working Christmas Eve?
Yeah, Adam Simon, thank you for gifting the Chrissie Mayr membership. William Kalal, ooh, with the orange boy. Wee. If Lena Dunham wants to be Secret Service, you go, girl.
She did kind of look like, yeah, I could see that.
Wow.
Eric Heffelfinger, I don't believe the Dems are sincere in their condemnation of this, but it's good they did calm people down and discourage future attempts. I don't think it will discourage it. You can't. It just doesn't balance out. Like 8 years of really dangerous rhetoric with a couple of hours of don't do that, don't do violence. It's not going to be enough. The damage is done, in my opinion.
It is. I definitely don't think it's sincere, especially like Nancy Pelosi and shit. Come on.
No,
yeah,
she
right.
sucks.
Please.
Saving whatever face they have left.
Terrible.
And Destiny comparing this to when people said about Paul Pelosi, it's completely fucking different. He's such a moron. Like all the shit he's saying is just.
He's always been somebody who, like, when he doubles down, triples down, like he looks even worse. There's a difference to somebody who's like nope, I stand by this.
Yep.
I know what I'm talking about. But also there is an honorable aspect to somebody who
Like,
goes,
you just sound like a dick.
you know, I shouldn't have said that, or retract your statement.
Yeah.
Like that shows some honorable, like you're honorable in this, that you had reconsidered, researched, and that you're you can be a little humble.
Yeah, I
But
like a lot of his debates and shit too, but that
he doesn't
shit,
fucking
like,
debate. All he does is look at his damn phone the whole time. This dude doesn't
I
even
don't
have
watch
his
all
own
of them,
thoughts. He
to be
literally
honest,
has his
so.
Discord on him all the time.
Really?
Fresh and Fit, he did it. He even tried to do that when he was with Jordan Peterson. Like he kept trying to look at his phone.
That's
It was
fucking gay. He did the Pearl route. He couldn't do it. He had to look it up, and I mean, he's just being a total dick. Like, are you fucking a 14-year-old edgelord or now, or like, what are you doing?
This
You're
is
a piece of shit,
Destiny,
dude.
I guess, on the victim.
Fuck it. Fuck the dude. The firefighter guy. Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am 100%.
Oh my
Fuck it.
god!
What do you think you are when you say that? Like, does someone
I
go
don't
like,
make fun of anyone. I don't want that to happen to anybody.
Enjoyed watching his wife fuck other dudes.
Yeah.
Right, and he
the
didn't
biggest
need.
fuck in the world?
Yeah, he's broken from that.
Did you see the guy that she left him for?
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
that guy, dude. He
God.
actually has sick merch.
Oh my God.
What's his freaking name? I forget.
It's something weird. I follow her, so I see his stuff too. And he has no money. He's skinny, lanky. I mean, for her to leave dude who has money and all this shit and is somebody online to that is it has to make
You
him just
must be a
shrink
douche. Yeah.
down into himself. Like
No,
his
that guy
dick
has more
grew up
riz
inside
though
him.
than Destiny.
Also,
'Cause the
Destiny
dude
isn't
looks like
right
he's, like,
for
14 too. Like he
he's
looks very young, very childlike. Like it's just very bizarre that she would choose him, but she obviously picks weird guys. I mean, I do too, but still, it's just he was
Don't we
very
all? Look who I'm
different.
marrying, you know? Like
Yeah, very
total
different.
weirdo. Also, I
So
think
he
Destiny's
has
really
to have
wrong. He's
pride
really rude.
issues.
He put up this guy's Tinder profile picture with the fucking fish to shit
Yeah.
on him. Like this is just
That's fucked
this
up,
is
man.
rude.
Tinder?
Well, no, every guy
I
on
believe in
Tinder has a
karma,
fish
and
in
if
their
people
photo.
still believe
But
in it.
no, he's like
okay, I get what you're
yeah,
saying.
like
I
not
was like, I thought he was like married with the daughters, like, and he's on
it was like-
Tinder.
he's like, here, look, the douchiest thing you can have is like a Tinder with a fish on it, or like the fish picture. He did that. That was a
Mhm.
low down, dirty move. He looks happy. That's absolutely terrible, Destiny.
Yeah, he looks fucking happy, and look at
Yeah.
him. Like that's not a good. Like that just makes you look worse.
I know. Oh my God, look at this nice man. He even
Yeah.
posted a picture of a small fish.
And look at your miserable ass sitting in your room bitching to a camera and a microphone constantly. Like he's never with any people ever.
No,
Never like
he's
does
got-
anything worthwhile.
He's
But why
got
do we
Trump
even like look
derangement
to somebody like
syndrome.
this who
Yeah.
clearly is
I have
like
no idea.
exhibiting poor morals?
Oh, I have no
Constantly.
idea.
Poor
The same with
morals.
Hassan. I don't know why people watch him. I don't know how so many people like there's this many fucking dumb people that just listen to this champagne socialist talk about this shit sitting in $1 million mansion driving a Porsche. I mean, I tell people all the time, if you are one of his Twitch subs, you have every right to that house and his car that he does by his own ideology. You that for him. So
Describing Destiny?
homeless, then you can go live there with him because that's his ideology. So go ahead and ask him if you can come over.
They'll probably try to fuck you if you're some like soy boy.
Yeah,
Junior, will this force Trump to do less rallies or do them from behind bulletproof glass or something?
No.
Ooh.
I say no. He's gonna get right back out in like a football field or something. Probably he'll be like,
Wait, he's
"Fuck
in.
you." Yeah.
Isn't he in Wisconsin or he's going somewhere? He said
He's there. He landed there already.
Yeah, he's like going.
Yeah, he said he was considering delaying by 2 days, and he decided he wasn't going to let some like would-be assassin still delay his.
I mean, but at this point, his Secret Service needs Secret Service. If I were him, I would hire more people.
Secret Service needs a fucking diet. Like,
yeah, and fire all the women.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe they should just get him a suit of armor.
I sent in the video in the private chat of the the doctor yelling at the mainstream media guys.
Oh, nice.
Oh, let me see here. Okay. The Instagram video. Okay, let me pull that up. Bing, 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 bing,
Bing, bing, bing, bing, bing, bing, bing.
Trump supporters confront the media in the aftermath of the assassination attempt, blaming them for the attempt. Wow. Okay, they from 10 into media. Wow.
Yeah. It is her fault.
Oh wow, look at the police policing now.
Yeah, they're like
a guy, a hysterical.
They
even let that go on for a little too long before they reacted. Like,
I mean, it's just a guy yelling,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
it literally is
yeah,
just a guy
yeah.
yelling. He's also covered in brain matter, so he has a little bit of a right to.
Is he the guy?
Yeah, it's this. I mean, it's the. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy.
No, there was like an African American. I don't know. Do we say that anymore? There was like a black doctor who was the one who was like doing compressions on the guy that.
Damn.
So there were two people, obviously, probably covered in brains, but
I did
there
see
was a
somebody
doctor
with
covered
like a
in blood. Yeah,
white USA shirt that had like blood on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I saw that picture. I don't know if that's the same guy you're referring to though.
It's all horrible for everybody covered in blood by someone being shot
Yeah,
near
it's
them or
splash
trying to help
zone.
them after. Yeah, but
Let me see. This is another view. Okay. Oh, this is helpful. From Cinema Shogun. I'm sorry, but I've watched this video dozens of times. It really looks like the sniper noticed the suspect before the suspect opened fire. Were they planning on letting him getting a few shots off at Trump before they neutralized him? Oh boy.
You know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look what happened.
Plain view that is.
Oh, man.
A little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old.
And he also looked away from the scope right at the worst time.
Yeah.
Well, right there. He pulls back.
Oh,
Also,
man.
what's that other guy? Why is that other guy not really aiming? The one that's laying down. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's his stance.
Secret Service.
And then the guy behind him.
I know this from. Oh yeah. Shit. Whoa, he like cowered away. The guy behind him.
Yeah, they're not aiming at. He's not aiming at you, bro.
Isn't the person behind? And I think I know this from Jarhead. That's like a telescope and not a gun.
Oh wow.
Is it right where he goes fire or something? I don't know.
Oh, like he's just the confirming.
Like yeah, confirm
officer,
or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. But
the
then
scout.
yeah, look, he ducks down. Oh my god.
Wow. So that first shot got his ear, and then there was I think what 4 more. Damn. So lucky. I mean, like lucky doesn't even begin to cover it.
It would have gone straight through his damn skull if he wasn't an animated
turn-
talker. Yeah.
Yeah, and then also there was a cross breeze, a significant cross breeze that could deviate the bullet from what they said about like an inch too as well. So it was kind of a mix of the two that caused that bullet to stray.
Can you imagine our country if we watched this man live, just like just get his head fucking blown off? I mean, I don't think anyone really would
you have so many different angles of it and all the cell phone coverage.
Oh,
Almost like there's not enough cell phone coverage. I feel like there should be so much more.
Honestly, there isn't a lot of cell phone coverage.
Like, I really feel like there would be more. Like, everybody is recording him as it is. Like, it's a Trump rally.
Maybe Trump support. Maybe Republicans like live their lives not on their phones. They're not looking at TikTok. They're not like recording.
They're like
things.
actually watching what's happening.
Maybe
They're
all these
actually
people
watching.
that have footage are not like posting it.
Right? And it's like, where do you post it for everybody to see? That's why I guess like a couple things we're seeing is like TMZ. Like, that's probably a lot of people are resorting to that, but who knows? TMZ could have so much footage. And they have, we all know who like is in charge and keeping things maybe under wraps over there, where they're like, oh, you have all this footage. Hold off on that. Like, I've worked at news companies. I've worked there. I've worked in editorial. I know what it's like where you have this idea and you want to, and they go, that's gonna actually deviate away from what we're trying to achieve here. So let's not post that yet. Like they're very, very, there it is. The crosswind.
There's a 7 mile per hour crosswind at Trump's rally yesterday, enough to push a 5.56 round 2 inches to the left
2 inches
of its target at 150 yards. If there hadn't been a slight crosswind yesterday, that bullet was yikes.
Oh my God. Jesus. Oh my God. I don't care who you
made
are.
Trump more of like a prophet type of figure than ever.
Yeah.
Like, because like how did that, like, that is just the perfect amount of everything.
That is divine intervention.
The picture of the bullet whizzing by his head. It's just like it just like gives me heart palpitations even thinking about it. Like,
no, I have goose flesh. My nipples are hard again. This is horrible and terrifying.
Kiki's got some kinks.
I know. My God. Not in a good way. It makes my body go like.
Based on this chart, is this chart saying that there was a random gust of wind between like 6? I don't know. What is this? 7 o'clock. Looks like 6 o'clock and 9 something.
It looks like Biden's votes night of the election.
I sent this to you too. You can't make it up. The kid he didn't get on the rifle team because he was a poor shot.
Oh God.
Yeah, if he was a good shot, he would have known to accommodate for that crosswind. So
maybe Jesus. Oh my God.
So I don't know if any of you heard this either, but I had heard that his rifle was an iron sight. And then there was a supposed claim on 4chan that of one of those snipers that were on the roof. And then I don't believe the 4chan as much anyway, but it was claiming that like they were looking at the shooter for so long, but he was futzing with his sight. So that's where it's like, okay, well, or his scope. They said he was futzing with his scope. So it's like, well, which is it?
Right.
God,
that's so weird. It's all weird.
And then they evacuated the neighborhood, like where his parents or he and his parents lived, because he had bomb stuff in his car or something.
What?
Yeah.
He was like had bomb shit and.
Oh yeah, that okay.
Extraordinary interview by BBC on the attempted assassination of Trump, a witness to the shooting and ETH of the assassination. Oh, a must watch. This is a guy.
Have you seen this one? Have you seen this clip?
I have.
I've seen it. It's I just wish he took off the weird fake hair.
No, I love
but or maybe it's iconic. I don't know.
This is the greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees out there under the shade.
Looks like his actual hair.
I know.
That's what I was confusing, and then it's distracting. You're like, oh wait, that's.
I thought it was
probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump's.
Look how he took a Sharpie to it and wrote, like, crossed out the
2004.
0 and wrote 4.
I love his hat.
He's on a budget.
I want to stay up to date.
It's my lucky hat wig.
He's probably not even thinking about the hat. To take
No,
it off.
exactly. That was
out the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle.
Jesus.
And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on.
Yes.
We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're
Holy
certain
moly.
that the shots came from that guy on the radio?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up
you
there.
saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking
See the
at
beer
us
in his
from the
hand.
top of the bar.
Yeah,
We were
we
so
drink
about that too.
I would need a beer. Like,
Yeah, I would too.
Because the roof, the way that the slope went, he was.
He's
behind
got
where
a
they
his
could see-
koozie. It's like
Says wanted.
it's a mug. I think it was the mugshot, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you see? I mean, obviously everyone.
Oh my god, no, I'd be ripping claws too.
Very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay.
I love that. Careful what you say. He's like, bro, blew his fucking head off.
Absolutely, 100%. Yep.
You saw
Wow.
that? Yep.
I seen the picture of the kid with his head blown off, which I did not, but it was just there, and I was like,
thought,
oh
yeah.
great. I didn't want to see that.
Yeah, why do
but-
we need to see that?
Yeah, I did not. I just opened someone warned me too because I was streaming and I just completely forgot. Like I went to go get a shower and I just opened it to check it and it was just there. I was like, "Oh, cool." Like,
Visconti message or texted it to me. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah,
it's
thanks.
not my bachelorette party or anything. But,
yeah.
yeah.
I think I don't.
A little
I
spicy
understand
for the
how
party.
some people might want to see that. Like they get very fired up. They need to know that. But I don't know. Maybe it's more helpful to get the guy alive and question him.
No, it doesn't give me any like you know solace
Closure.
that yeah, it's like what. And then there's a video of his former classmate talking about how he was bullied and things.
That's where okay, so everyone wants to say like this was staged and it was fake, and I think we're with that said, like people probably think it was because that's something you don't really see often. So like you can't really wrap your head around it to really like justify it as reality or not because it's so crazy. However, now when I don't know, I just feel like that's a crisis actor. That kid talking about
That
it.
kid, to me, actually seemed like he was an idiot and was
Yeah.
just reporting on like just because he was bullied. I mean, it's
He's on my bus. Like I
yeah,
don't
and
know.
he was like, I don't know. He even wore a mask the whole time, like even after COVID and everything. Like, and
Of course he
Yeah,
did.
there he is.
Every day. He was bullied almost every day.
In what way? Can you
I don't know.
I mean, he would sit alone at lunch. I mean, he was just an outcast, and you know how kids are nowadays. So they're gonna see someone
I don't
like
think
that,
this
and they're
kid
gonna
is
target
like
him because
taken
of-
up for him. I think he's just
Mm-mm.
saying
No.
like
I
reporting.
think he's
on,
saying
like,
the most
yeah.
generic thing about for I think what they're trying to do right now is really paint the shooter as a certain person.
The lone wolf type.
Yeah, the lone wolf working alone,
okay.
to try to deviate it that he was, like the same kind of kid who shot up the school
movie
on
theater or
Valentine's
whatever.
Day.
Yeah. Okay.
That school.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Right. Or else. why would
Remember
you
how
even
I mean,
bully
and there was a
that
lot of
kid?
crisis actors too, but they described them exactly the same freaking way.
Like
Yeah, you're
everyone's
right.
bullied. That doesn't give you the right to kill people. Like
Right, and
I was bullied relentlessly and jumped every day in high school outside. And guess what? I still went in school. Even when I couldn't put my head up and it was
Right.
falling on the desk because they pulled my hair so hard and shit. Like, dude, I still went in and I didn't fucking kill anyone.
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of here with this
No,
shit.
right. It's not an excuse,
I'm
obviously.
bullied.
And
I'm
also,
being
how about this?
fucking
His parents were both behavioral therapists.
No, of course they were.
Both of
Wait,
them.
the shooters
happened
or
before.
The shooter's parents.
Funny or whatever.
this one?
It's the best
Yeah,
way I
they
can
neglect
describe
their own kid to,
it's
help
honestly-
And maybe
other
he just
people.
wants to get on TV too. He like
I was gonna say this strikes me
yeah.
as somebody who like took the opportunity. So
Mhm.
he was contacted because
He didn't know him at all, probably.
No.
They figured out that he was one of the people. They were trying to get a comment from somebody who can be, in the general circle, and they just, were like, oh, he's willing to make a statement. Here you go.
Oh, I
kinda
thought this
sad.
guy was just like outside
I don't wanna say
jumping
this is
rope
what
or something.
No, he went to
provoked it.
school with them. He
Yeah.
probably threw tater tots
never
at him
know.
and shit. But he's like, yeah, he was bullied by people, not
He
me.
probably bullied him.
I
He
would
did
say he
by
was alone
himself.
more because he was just
Well, because like when
he was
he,
quiet, but like he
I
was
think we
just
talked to
bullied.
her,
Like,
but
he
at
was
one
bullied
point he's
so
like,
much.
"Oh, do you know
So
any?
much.
Do you remember any of the names he was called?" And the kid's like, "Oh no, I don't remember." It like strikes me it's like very much like a guilty
Yes,
person.
exactly. That's what I mean. That like what he's describing is so generic and basic.
If I was
There's
a
no
reporter,
specifics. Like
yeah.
I can tell you there was a kid, Julian, people like literally would tease him that he was like sort of deaf or retarded. And they would like tease him all the time. They pushed him, they tripped him, they slapped his books out of his hand. Yeah, that sounds generic, but he also would throw up in class pretty often. And like so there was reasons why, but here that's more specific than that kid had. But I never spoke to that kid. He was always from a distance. I never had a conversation with him. So you know, like you can have a little bit of specifics about somebody from a distance, especially in a high school.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, I was proposing kind of not like the opposite, but I was sort of also proposing that like maybe he was guilty of these things, so like he didn't want to like, admit to the names that he was calling this kid. He didn't want to admit to being like an active participant.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
He called
That's
out.
why like the reporter should have been like, "Well, what names did you call him?" Like it just
Yeah, right.
Well,
Like,
what were the
catch him
names
off
that you
guard.
called him? Dummy
Yeah, what'd you call
or
him?
geek or
did you
That kid
follow
was, like,
him around and
bully people.
because you know, let me check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he wore, you know, military fatigues to school and a
Oh, yeah.
mask all the time. Yeah. And he was like, that kid just seems like an idiot and just reporting on the fact that the guy was a loner and sat alone at lunch. But it doesn't
he had a
change
neck
the
tattoo also. Did you notice he had a neck tattoo? How old is this kid?
I know. Yeah. Are you?
Probably also like early 20s.
Huh. Oh yeah.
Why
The
do
kid's
all
really
these shooters? They all idolize like the Columbine. Like they all follow the same like
one of the greatest psyops ever.
Yeah, like they all are very, very similar if you like look into them. I only looked into a few of them
And they're
because I
all
don't want to give them too much
unauthorized.
credit or say their name so much because this is why they keep happening because they make them famous and that's all they want is the attention no matter how they can get it if they're dead or not. They're just
Right.
infamous now. So I don't even want to know, but from the ones I do know of, it's very similar to Columbine. It's all since that happened, it's been pretty steadily the same kind of people and
It's
same
mental
tactic.
illness, but they don't
Mhm.
even want to live anymore. So it just
It's like they're
happened. So
idols.
it could have been maybe anybody. It could have
You
been
should see the
anybody in the
fan clubs
town.
for them
Right.
for
But
the
I'll be
Columbine
famous.
shooters.
Yeah.
It's fucking
want
sick.
infamy.
Dude.
They want their name, you know, they want to be known for
Exactly. So it's not necessarily political. They just don't
No.
want to live anymore. And like,
There's
but
women
now
that are
someone
like
will
in
know my
love with like
name.
Dylan
Yeah.
Klebold and shit or whatever his name is. Like there's like fan clubs for these people. It's wild.
Well, like I sent it into the group chat. There was like one psychotic chick on Twitter who took the picture from the show American Horror Show or American Horror Story of like I forget the specific season what it's called, but one of them like one of the main characters is like a school shooter and like she took the image of him like about to shoot up his school and was like, I know who wouldn't have missed. And it was one of those like, are you really like fetishizing this guy who's like you know, like a fantasy school shooter and like proclaiming that you wish that he would have killed the president? Like, are you like, is this something
Yeah, it's that there's so many. Oh my god, if you look into it, like if you're ever curious about this or want to do a story or dude, there's so many. They're on TikTok a lot of the times. Like you can find a lot of them talking about it. It's pretty sick, man. Like it's really
you know
disturbing.
who wouldn't miss? That is fucking low down, dirty, awful
Yeah.
to say. Wow.
I think
the brain doesn't talk like that.
I mean, no, they don't. And like honestly, when we do, it's obvious that it's a joke. Like there are people who like make obvious like you know, like overstatements that are meant for comedy.
Right.
We're not sitting in front of our camera after an almost assassination. Like I can't believe that it was just a centimeter away and all of my hopes and dreams. It's like, oh my god, you like you watched that and you put it on the internet or you were like, I'm gonna go live. This is brilliant. Like how retarded can you get?
Also,
somebody did die during this. That's just that's a you know, too soon is like the thing that you would say, I guess, but like
the
it's
most
not even
of the
very
right
funny.
would joke about something like this was like when Biden was installed, there was the meme going around of Kamala pushing him off a cliff in a wheelchair, and that was the extent of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's ever like I wouldn't say this would be something that the right would joke about specifically. I'm saying that like when there is a joke that seems like to this extent where it's like, oh, we're like making fun of something macabre. It's not in the same vein. It's not like, the same intent. It's actually like you could tell the difference between when someone's actually trying to be funny and like sometimes maybe even failing, but someone's actually just trying to make a joke to make light of the situation, and when someone is like genuinely disturbed and just saying something messed up because they think that, like, oh well, like this is a brilliant take and everyone's gonna agree with me. Like,
yeah, just like with the Paul Pelosi thing, like it was only funny because like dude was in his underwear. He wasn't injured to the point where he wasn't shot at or anything. It was just, I don't want him to be hurt. I didn't want Paul Pelosi to be hurt either. Like that would be terrible, and I wouldn't joke about it. Like it's not the same.
I don't want anybody hurt. I want them out of office. I want them.
Yeah. I don't want people to kill anybody on any side. That's sick in the fucking head.
Quite.
Yeah, that's how they prop everybody up.
On a private investor call or whatever, he said, "Oh, that we need to put a bullseye on Trump," and there's countless examples. I mean, there's compilations online of all the rhetoric, all the really violent rhetoric.
So maybe that, lonely, bullied freak kid is looking at all that, being like, he's coming to my town. He doesn't probably have any, the way. I don't want to live anymore anyway. So
TJ Pearson was actually commenting on this, and he was saying, like, I don't know if you're familiar. He's a somewhat popular commentator. But he's 21 himself, and he wrote a tweet earlier that was basically like this guy was like a year younger than I am. We need to address the mental health crisis that's happening in my generation from the extreme rhetoric of the mainstream media, because this isn't like this might be one of the people bold enough to try to attempt this, and who knows what emboldened him in the first place, but like this is indicative of a lot of that generation and how they feel. And these videos that we're talking about is a prime example of that. They have no empathy or like feelings of sincerity towards this person who almost lost their life, because they've been so programmed into thinking that if he comes into power, we're bringing about Hitler, that they've desensitized any humanity about any of the situation to the degree that they're making videos crying about the fact that he only almost got assassinated. Like this is a common mentality and something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. From James Sharp, reading stuff saying many of the Secret Service agents were not in his regular detail. Agents were pulled from other orifices. No, from other offices as Trump's
other orifices were pulled
overextended.
From other offices.
That makes sense.
Where the hell were they pulled from?
All the chicks.
They're all supposed to be pretty even keel and good at their job. Like,
well, I heard that Trump was actually asking for more Secret Service detail, and they weren't giving it, and that RFK Jr. was asking for more Secret Service during this.
Well, I seen Biden upped it,
and then guess who did? Who did get Secret Service? Who did?
Hunter, probably.
Nikki Haley. And she's not even, and like, look at some of her rhetoric that she's talked about. There's some sketchy stuff going on over all
Who cares about Nikki Haley anymore?
Nobody does. But
who gives a shit about you?
We would be talking a way different tune, and I don't want to talk like in hypotheticals, but we would be singing a whole different tune if there wasn't a Trump right now, and they would be scrambling to get it. Who has delegates? Who has delegates right now? So who's going to get that? Who might be that potential replacement for the Republican spot?
Everyone hates Nikki Haley.
Yeah, she's awful. But you know what? Everyone hated Biden, but look at how his numbers jumped the night of the election. They made it happen when they wanted
Biden for years, though. For years and years and years, all the way back to when Obama was in office, pre-Obama, when they were doing the election for them. They have been like, think about a great example of that. You guys know the show Parks and Rec?
Of course.
Remember how they fetishized the hell out of Joe Biden in that show? And it was like,
ew, really?
Yes. Okay. Like Leslie Knope, like spoiler alert, the show's been out forever. So if you guys are going to forget about that, but like,
don't remember it.
no, like Leslie Knope, her big thing
she
is like her
loves Joe
celebrity sex
Biden.
list is Joe Biden. Joe Biden's the sexiest man alive.
You're
Oh,
right.
really?
I
And like
forgot
I
about
remember,
that.
like a lot of my I forget what year it would have been in. It would have been around 2020, but like she had like a sexy Joe Biden coloring book. Like this
Yep.
was years and years and years of programming people to be like, oh, we're riding for Biden. He's like Obama's Gail to Oprah. Like, let's get excited. It was a long time setting up for people to get hyped on Biden.
Let me see. Let's do a little snippet
I
of
only
this.
like the down basis special.
That's 100 favors. Mr. Vice President, Ben Wyatt from Congressman Murray.
Fucking dude.
Does it?
Voice is totally different.
flattered. You know,
There's no
I
way
think
that I could take over.
I think this is more of a joke that he is such a dud that Leslie
he wouldn't
Knope
be
liked
anybody's
him.
favorite.
Yeah, he wouldn't be anyone's favorite. I mean,
I
yes,
wish,
of
I wish it
course,
was the Biden we have today. He'd be like,
People talk about how they don't want people to know their internet history. I don't want people to know how many hours I have logged watching these shows. And I'm gonna tell you, this is like not the only example that is like comes up over and over and over and over again, where she's like, "Oh, Joe Biden, I love you." And it's like,
Right.
weird.
And I think, I think it's either a joke.
It was just like, you protect him. He's an American treasure. Like that. Like this isn't the only example of it, too, guys. Like there were like
Here was the episode. They're asking. Let's see. This came out 11 years ago. So,
oh wow,
2012,
Obama.
2013.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Obama.
Planting the seeds.
They were planting the seeds for a long time for this presidency.
That makes sense. Ghost Crusaders. Destiny keeps bringing up that Trump is guilty of insurrection, yet no one brings up to him that Jack Smith didn't charge Trump with insurrection. Good point, Ghost.
Nobody was charged with insurrection.
Because it wasn't even an insurrection.
Destiny clearly has Trump derangement syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's
That's what happens when you let meth rot your head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know that he did meth until today.
I did it one time on accident. Best
Have you
night
ever
of my
heard him
life, but
talk?
never again.
Have you ever heard the man talk before?
I didn't know that was
the way,
like
oh yeah, his jaw. He does his weird
methy
thing.
properties.
He's actually on meth for real. That's horrible. Aw.
We ain't messing around.
Mark Start, female Secret Service agents should not be on protective details. Yesterday's a prime example. I don't know if I read this already, but you're right, Mark.
That was an embarrassment for women all over
Yeah.
the world.
What's up, Clint? Lefties are the party of projection. They accuse others of doing what they do or are capable of. They're like the jealous boyfriend that cheats. Yup. Thank you, Clint.
Good comparison.
Janelle Lavrella, not shot at, actually shot. Right. You're right.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
He got Van Gogh'd. Push-ups. Hey, Kim, are those Dungeons and Dragons books?
Yes, they are.
Ooh.
And they're foiled too, because I am a super nerd.
Wow. Fancy.
I also
Jeremy
have
Parker.
my monster cards by me at all times, just saying.
Jeremy Parker's Trump is really lucky he turned his head a second before it happened. Yeah, wow.
It's divine intervention. I'm not
Didn't
even,
Trump say he was like turning to
particularly
look at the
religious
statistics on illegal aliens when he was?
Yes, he was looking at a huge chart of illegal alien statistics. So they
did one thing right. I
They
guess.
did one thing right.
Yeah.
Saved by the illegals. Yeah, let me pull up that chart.
Mhm.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Wow. I just can't believe that how close we all were.
I just think of his kids. I would never sleep again. I don't think. Yeah.
Well, you know what? My dad was shot in the head and killed, and I've been able to
It must be very triggering to you. I thought of that earlier.
How
Chrissy.
ironic is
Yeah.
it that we're having this conversation when like Chrissy literally lost her dad?
Yeah.
Getting shot in the head.
It's all right. I haven't dealt with it yet. I probably have issues. Here's the screen. New York Times. Illegal immigration into the U.S. and it shows, wow, DACA announced in 2012. Obama family, what does it say? Detention policy in 2015. New DHS tool begin, and then wow, and this is 2024. It's just like whew, skyrocketing. So he was looking at this. Now I wonder if this was just printed out or if it changed. Like if it was a screen or just like a printed out chart. No, of course.
No, it looks like a big
There's a guy who actually just rolls it up.
Yeah.
I
Puts a whole
mean,
new there.
it's not a
No, it's
chart.
gotta be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's a big piece of oak tag.
Like here you
Card.
you mean like
Yeah.
that.
A giant scroll.
Was this printed out or was it, you're thinking of the tech? The tech
It looks printed out, doesn't it? Look at it.
Yeah, it looks like a billboard, like on cardboard.
Like cardboard?
Yeah,
it looks
that
like
ain't no
it's on
screen,
the
right?
I think it's just like multiple panels
Yeah.
of a screen.
Wow.
They probably had fireworks ready to shoot out of it, like the exploding.
Oh, hell
scoreboard,
yeah.
And that's why people thought that the bullets might have been firecrackers.
Wowie. Squid. Thank you for the voice, Squid. Trump raising his fist and yelling "fight" reminded me of the picture of the EOD guy that got blown up by a remote IED that he was trying to disarm, flipping the bird at the direction of the dude who set it off. Whoa, I have not.
I don't know that. What is that?
Holy cow. That's hardcore though.
What is he referencing?
I imagine this is like some kind of battlefield photo of a guy getting blown up by an IED or an IUD.
An IUD. I hope it doesn't explode anytime soon because I don't want a child. But
I'm sure this is probably a photo I can't even show on YouTube, but somebody wants to find it and send it to me. Ooh, okay, Omega Ranger. The most hardcore Biden supporters are those who believe J6 simp for censorship and think Coof is still the end of the world. Truly high IQ minds. Oof, wow.
What's Coof?
The Coof.
Kofifi?
COVID.
Oh. I didn't know that was a nickname. For the
Yeah.
Coof.
I know, and I heard God, just having the news on all day, and they're talking about, well, this is going to sway the undecided voters Trump's way. I'm like, I just can't believe that there are people that are still undecided in 2024. It's like you're either mentally ill for Biden or you're a regular normal person.
are there ever any like people that are undecided? Yeah, like
weird DeSantis people. I forget who specifically, but like there was one of these like influencer types who was like, I don't care, I'm still writing in DeSantis. I was like, wow, like you could have just said I'm a retard and it would have come off so much better. Like
I think liberal people are mad because if you weren't going to go out and take your time to vote for Trump, that you will now. Like I feel like that's why they're upset about it. But
They've always been so incredibly smug and confident on their side, which is,
I would love to see the
something.
numbers on register, like how many people registered to vote like right after.
You think? I don't know. I think people. You think there's people that are still not registered to vote? I just don't get it. I don't. How tapped out do you have to be to still be on the fence at this point?
I mean, like I would say the average normie is not necessarily plugged into any of this and like knows what happened, but like, as my mother would say, like prefers to remain apolitical. Like like not be bothered.
There's so many people that don't want to care and don't want to watch the news, don't want to, they like would rather and can't make a choice because they don't know what's happening.
Like I love my junk food entertainment and I love to like tune out and chill, but like there's real world implications to the things going on around you, and if you're so far disassociated, then you probably shouldn't even be trusted enough to vote in the first place.
No, and it's just that it's cool to hate whites. It's cool to hate Trump. They have depicted that for years leading up to the 2016 election. The second Trump announced that he was going to run for president, it's just they have been finding every possible way to dehumanize Trump,
to normalize his murder too. Let's talk about that. I mean,
well, Chrissie's tweet was great about that. Like, isn't this what you assholes always wanted? Like, it's so true. And there's multiple other examples of of people doing that to Trump. There was what was that? Shakespeare in the Park, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the beheading
yes.
picture.
Was it? It was like yeah.
They were, they did like a mock assassination of him live on stage, night after night.
Oh wow!
Like King Lear or something.
That was the thing that Laura Loomer, she stormed the stage,
right.
To like protest, like no, like you're not gonna do this. Is disgusting. You're
That is sick. That's just
That's
weird.
like beyond like inciting violence. That's like,
yeah, no. When are we
here's
going to
an example? Like, go with it. Or
families should sue every single one of them, and they should demand no less than $1.5 billion.
Oh, are you saying that? Or
That's the precedent now? You guys set that precedent, and now you're gonna live with the consequences. Sucks to suck.
What about the people who are with that same precedent in mind? Look at the people who are considering that this is staged. Who else said that there was a shooting that was staged and maybe fake? Who lost millions and millions of dollars and just lost his entire network.
Let's propose to take their social media. Let's propose to take any businesses they have. Let's propose to, disallow them from any public square. Let's make sure that they never get a chance to speak again. And also, like I said, we'll parade around the fact that they're going to be broke for the rest of their lives.
No, like great political mind and speaker Stuttering John thought it was paintballs. So
oh my god, I lost my shit on Stuttering John. I hope
I know.
You saw that. Yeah, I was like, no,
I don't blame you.
Oh my god, guys! Oh my god, I'm such a terrible friend. Today's Lila's birthday, and I totally forgot.
Happy birthday, Lila!
We're sorry.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to send her something.
You hopping on?
At least her birthday wasn't yesterday, because that would be sort of a shitty birthday to have.
An hour left. Yeah. Oh my god, it's in my friggin' calendar and everything. I'm so sorry, Lila. Oh my god.
Lila.
Well, hopefully she's just having so much fun right now.
I know.
Good.
She's in her Jesus year.
I'm just texting her in all caps really quick. Hold on.
Happy birthday, Lila. We love you. Happy 33. You're gorgeous and confident.
Like, and I even saw her tweet, like, I'm in my Jesus year, 33. I just didn't fucking put it together because I'm a bad friend.
You're feeding a human with your breasts. It's okay
I am.
Yeah.
Oh, old nerdy, just trying out my material. I'm not saying my family screwed me up, but my dad put voices in my head and my mom conditioned me to offer them snacks. Oh, that's cute. That's what we would call a cute joke. Thank you, old nerdy. Callus, Trump 2024. Yes, indeed. Oh, it's Michael Gavinelli. I'm sure this will be relevant to the conversation. Hey, Chrissy, did you see Stuttering John claimed President Trump assassination was staged?
Oh, see? Yes. Paintballs.
Wow, it actually was relevant. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, paintballs.
Yeah.
Sounds like paintballs.
Mark Zart, Dan Bongino reported that there were very few actual Secret Service agents on the ground in Butler. Most were on loan from Homeland Security.
Right. That's who.
Oh, fishy.
Those are who we need to blame as Homeland Security on this. They're the ones who are responsible for appointing the Secret Service.
Wow.
Thank you, Adam Simon, for gifting one Chrissie Mayr membership and then another Chrissie Mayr membership. So whoever gets that, you should be very lucky. Broke Deegan, SimpCast is the best, and I love how the girls are always sexy. But I urge you to understand that the New World Order is here, and we need to stick together.
What does one have to do with the other?
Yeah.
Sexy and sticking together. Okay, we'll try.
Both.
They don't need to be associated. There could just be.
Maybe he just ran out of space. $4.99. Yeah, they were two separate thoughts.
Right, exactly.
Stick together and be sexy. Drubium. Chrissy, why are most trans persons vegetarian? They were a herbivore.
Oh, nice.
That's actually pretty good. That's something I would say.
But that was very good.
Actually,
that is a good one.
Well,
very silly.
I don't know if that speaks to how cheesy I am or what, but
I wish my grandfather was still alive. He would so laugh at that joke. He's the reason why I know a lot of black kid jokes when I was growing up. He told me so many racist jokes growing up.
Yeah, all of my leftist family actually always had the best racist jokes. It was never the other side.
He says, it looks like the guy on the roof has to aim in a different direction after he realizes where the guy is. What? Really? Oh.
That's
No, I think he kind of did like a duck thing. I don't think it was a re-aiming. He was scoped in. He was hard scoping that guy.
Hard scoper.
When you understand the timeline of it too.
Zato, thank you for the orange boy. Wee! Missy, where's Anthony at? Go grab that very astute man. He must have something to say about all this. Leanne, hi. What about Missy? Is she chopped liver?
I am.
Yeah,
I'm a
what?
nobody.
Women can't talk about this? How dare
No.
you?
We
You're
need to
not
hear
going to be a part of the
Leanne's
Secret
opinion.
Service.
Yeah,
No.
we need a Dick and Balls to talk about this immediately.
Yeah, no, he's busy. He's doing his audiobook. He's got to record all.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Is he enjoying that process? I think it might
He
be
hates it.
No, he hates recording the audiobook. Oh.
He likes it, he hates it, but then he listens back. He's like, "Oh, I didn't like how that sounded." Like so. And he's doing it alone this time. He had one of the guys for the last book with him who kind of helped like direct him. I offered, but I didn't want to like pressure him. I was like, if you need any help, let me know. But he's like, I got it. So, I kind of just like leave him to his devices. And but yeah, and he's tired. He talked about this yesterday with Gavin. So if you're not already subscribed to Compound Censored, you should do that so you can see what they were talking about last night.
Yeah. Jim Marshall, shout out to the time Chrissy dressed up as Greta Thunberg and pooped herself on Elijah's show. That was fun. That was a hoot.
Good times.
Good times. John Cyrils, thank you for the deuce. Night Owl. How you feeling, Kiki? Hope your sunburn is healed.
I am not in pain anymore. Gino has sprayed me and lathered me in so much aloe, but I do have many more freckles than I once had. But all
they're
is
cute.
well.
Aw. Simon Ho in Taiwan while running for president. Chen Shui-bian. Shih Tzu? No, I can't pronounce it unless it's a dog breed. Staged a fake attempt on his life to gain sympathy and won the election. He was eventually jailed.
Damn.
As he should have been. That's
I mean,
fucked up.
is that what people think happened yesterday?
They're definitely. I've seen a couple of people like try to claim that.
I have seen people try to make the claim.
His reaction was too shocked and like, yeah, it was just no. That reaction was not.
Also, the wind thing, and like, I mean, he would have to really choreograph his head movements to not actually get his head blown off.
Here's the thing, like, is he a feeble old man who like you think is, mentally retarded, or is he competent enough to know exactly when to move his head a quarter of a degree in order for a bullet to just really graze him? Like, you got to pick a lane, and these people just don't understand what that fundamentally
That's
means.
what I say all the time. I'm like, you can't say he's a buffoon and then an evil mastermind at the same time. Which one is it? Like,
it's so true.
You can't be both.
True. Yeah.
That one photo of him on the ground where like the blood is like dripping down, that like profile, like that one hit hard. That one was really sad. Like you can just see a lot going on in his mind, and just this like, I don't know.
Doesn't deserve
It's
that.
like a true coming to God moment. You can literally see it.
Yeah. Like it was like a weird. I don't want to say he was peaceful in that photo, but there was like you're saying, coming to God. There is like this like. Yeah, that divine intervention where he's sitting there and there's like he's being calmed down by God in some way in that moment, in that photo. There's something really that photo speaks the most to me. Yeah, that photo speaks more to me than the fist in the air with the American flag. Like that one's awesome, but there's something more in that other photo, and definitely not fake. That blood was
because he wasn't. It was a hat hair day. I think because he hadn't done his hair in the way he normally would. He had his hat on, so it wasn't in his typical coif. It was kind of like flattened, which I think just shows him in a more vulnerable light. It's not his usual hairdo. Leanne, I know you wanted to jump out of the stream into something else. This is the worst outro of all time. Leanne, you wanted to leave. Why?
Oh, I have to do a
Something to
meeting
bed.
with people in Hawaii. It's actually about all the kids missing.
Oh
There's
God.
like a lot of kids missing from that fire. I don't think people know that. There's like hundreds.
That's really scary.
No one's talking about it.
No one talks about it. There's hundreds of kids missing.
Hundreds?
Yep.
Oh
Wow.
God.
Yep. No one
How
talks
does this
about
happen?
it. There's several theories, and that's what I'm talking to these people that I have a few safe houses. They literally don't know where a lot of them. Like, no one is saying anything. No one is helping any of them. No one's helping them still with their homes or anything. Like
They got $700 a piece. That was it.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep.
It's really weird. All the things that like the kids school that
Yeah.
they shut off water. There's a bunch of shit that people don't realize that happened in that
Mhm.
fire. Yeah, there's a lot of kids missing.
Unfortunately, kidnappings and kids vanishing happen quite frequently around these kind of natural disaster
Mhm.
situations.
Yep.
Are they natural or are they a cause so they can kidnap?
That shit looks like that is not natural over there.
doesn't
There's
look
too
natural.
many
Oh, yeah.
things.
Project Bluebeam.
Yeah, there's way
Yeah,
too
ask
many.
Oprah. Oprah knows where the kids are.
Yeah, I bet she does.
Mhm. They're under
For
the
sure.
Oprah has those
You
cats.
damn conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Leanne is actually leaving to go boating.
Yes. On Resident Evil. That's what they're probably talking about because that's what I play all the time.
Ooh. When are you next playing that, and where can they follow you, and what's coming up?
I stream like almost every day on Rumble and Twitch, but only a couple people go on Twitch. I just go on there in case someone that I used to talk to is there. And I'll be doing a 24-hour stream on Rumble to actually raise money for some of these safe houses. I just need to get more information from the people so I can give it to them. So I'm going to do like a 24-hour thing on a weekend so more people can come if they want.
Let me know when you're doing that. I would love to jump on it.
Okay. Word. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'm like been waiting for them, but they're very busy. So not the Hawaii thing. It's a different set of people. But yeah, I need more information before I just like do it. So I need to like talk to them, but they're busy. So I get it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just Rumble is what I do now.
Everyone follow Leanne.
Thanks. I hope you're good and your baby isn't too fussy and your boobs don't get too leaky and you can get all that milk out.
I'm gonna send you some photos, Leanne. Yeah, he's so good. He's 3
Yeah,
months
send them to me.
old, and he's like almost 15.5 pounds.
Wait, of the baby or your boobs?
Both, whatever you want.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Let me take a peek when you're pumping, see what's going on.
It's the most mesmerizing thing I've ever seen in my life. The pumping, the feeding. I don't know how.
I used to see
human
this
body
stripper pumping in the dressing room. She would like pump so she could get drunk, right? And then she'd go on stage and squirt people with her titty. I'm not even kidding.
Oh,
Like, and people
wow.
would pay her a lot of
That's
money. I'm like, you're weird. You're weird.
Wow.
A weird gal. Like,
There's
whatever.
a market for everything, I suppose.
There is, dude. People went crazy. I'm like, Chrissy could sell her titty milk for probably thousands, man. So
I squirted the kid by accident in the face.
Yeah.
But it's
did
not
Frank
like
try it? Did Frank try it yet?
yeah.
Oh, I heard it's like sweet. I never tried
It tastes
any,
like
but
vanilla almond milk. It's like
It tastes
really,
like cereal milk.
yeah.
It
Maybe I
tastes
should
just like
start
cereal.
drinking it.
That's
So
a
I'm
good
just kidding.
comparison.
And a lot of like bodybuilder types, especially particularly when their wives get pregnant, will like drink it because it like has
It's way better for you for sure.
I forget, like, not that I don't want to say HG, not human growth, but something similar. But it's like very
Human boob hormone.
It's
Yeah.
real muscle milk. It's like better than muscle milk. It's natural.
Oh, and I've been seeing them market colostrum from animals. Ugh, even trying to sell it to bodybuilders because it's so nutrient dense.
What is colostrum?
Isn't it that like goo?
the first breast milk that comes out like the day you give birth, basically before your regular flow comes in.
It's while the baby's not like eating as much, and it's like more nutrient dense.
It's like a wheatgrass shot of breast milk. It's like it's more nutrient dense. It's like yellowish.
You
And-
two are brave. I cannot
Yeah.
imagine these things coming out of me.
It
at all.
definitely hurts at first, and then it gets easier.
I started pumping like not to give I don't know too much TMI, but like I started pumping like
no such thing.
15 weeks before my first, like I gave birth, so like I was like already I was trying to like stimulate the production of colostrum so that I had like a storage just in case, because I was kind of like really paranoid about it. And so like that worked. Like I was able to.
So how much colostrum were you able to pump? Because aren't you only naturally able to get like a little bit, like a couple
at a time? Yeah, but I mean, like I also like, even when it was just colostrum, I feel like it would have classified as like overproducing, because I would be able to get like like the wearable
bottle
ones.
of
I
it?
was able to get like like
what? That's insane. Because like when babies are born, their stomachs are like the size of like a quarter or something, and they
Okay, I have to go. They're calling. So sorry.
Oh, sorry, Leanna.
It's okay.
About
I'll
to be
post
milk
later.
teeth, like, I wanna get out of here.
I bungled your outro. All right, bye.
All right,
Leanna.
thank
Sorry
you.
about that.
Have a
Oh my
good night,
God, I'm
guys.
so sorry.
Have fun with your
Bye, Leanne.
breastises. Bye.
Talking about breast milk. She's trying to leave the
love that.
stream. I'm so like going on and on. She's
My bad,
so
guys.
patient too. She's like, I have
She's
to
so
go.
I love her. Oh my
Oh,
god.
She's nice.
Oh my God, she's too nice. Oh, okay. Here's a little hate towards our friend Gavin. I love Anthony, but F Gavin McInnes from Dark Side with Love. Oh,
Everybody hates Gavin.
I'm just gonna say, like I'm not like a hater of Gavin. I've had several pleasant interactions with him, but like the first time I ever spent time like in a group with Gavin, he was way too drunk and he started making up some story about like
Gavin drunk? Never.
No, never. He started making up some story about like bringing Anne into a bathroom somewhere and like doing lines of coke with her and like just like being really weird and gross. And it was just like, wow, way to make a and first impression, Gavin.
He's America's provocateur.
He is. He's
like,
quite
I don't
polarizing.
like. Oh, haha, that's really fun. And like my husband was there like watching this, and he could tell I was kind of just like, oh, you're a real riot.
He's always looking to get the reaction.
and he does.
He
sure
does.
Yeah.
He's good at that. It gets
Sorry,
like,
not a Gavin happy room.
No, I was not even.
Like I said, I've had plenty of.
I'll say I'm slightly currently negative on Gavin, but that will dissipate.
Fair.
Yeah, he's not losing sleep over it. My God, he's not. He's living his best life.
He has never been my cup of tea, but that's just me, But I think he's a nice man, But
Yeah, I
not
get
for everyone. Yeah,
I totally get what. Like, I understand. Like. That he did what was best for him. And you know what? Like you can't say like, oh, why don't you care about these people you don't know? Like, why don't you, why don't you care to handle this in a way?
And when companies
empathy
merge,
and sympathy when you may not have those qualities,
Right. Right.
And it's like he was there to do a business thing, not to do a human relations thing. And
Right.
So
when businesses merge, people get fired all the time. Honestly,
Every time. When I was with Now This, and they merged with Group 9 Media in 2017, there was so many layoffs, and I wasn't laid off right away, but I felt it. But they there's a lot of things that happened during those times. Like I was responsible for one of the verticals and they just got rid of it and didn't tell me it was happening. And I was like busting my ass producing a bunch of content for it. And then they just got rid of it. They never brought me in to say that they were going to sunset it. They announced it on an all hands meeting. And I'm just sitting there like just smiling like, ha ha ha. And I'm like,
well,
what the fuck am I going to do now? It's never pretty. It's all for the best interest in the direction of what the company wants to do and the decisions that are made behind the closed doors. But then that's also like, I'm giving an example of a very large company. And, what Compound Media was a little different.
It's hard being a boss, right? Yeah. So
there's a lot going out in that with that. And there was, some things that just weren't working to increase the numbers that were needed. And So when those things don't match up, you have to start making bigger decisions instead of having it get sucked dry.
Well, there's no Anthony hate across.
No, I know there's no
board.
Anthony hate.
So exactly, you know what I mean. It's just like
not
people,
one person is upset with Anthony.
Yeah,
No,
people,
he only wanted to try to do it in the best case, and honestly, like it was something that he knew he needed to do 2 years ago, but he really wanted to hold off on it, and he did, and it cost him a lot to do that, but he, you know, he wanted to see if there was a better way to do it, and there wasn't, and you know, so those guys got an extra 2 years, really. So, and then for people to say like, "Oh, you didn't get any severance?" Fuck you. Like, severance? Do you know what those guys got? They got thousands of dollars of studio
2
equipment.
years,
to
right?
go-
Like, all the equipment. you mean.
Yeah.
Right.
They were gifted so much studio equipment. So it's like for these guys who already have the talent and know-how, it's like, here, you're given this. Yeah, that's a pretty penny. I would say that's severance. And then you're also going off of people promoting you. When you leave a job, they might refer you to another company. And that's your, you know, your little leg up. You know, Ant's leg up for everybody, or their leg up for everybody else is Ant promoting it, and then everybody else promoting it. And there's such a great community. And I think everybody should kind of stick by and not be so butthurt just because somebody had to make a logical business decision. You know, it's not just about you. Not you as the people who are working. I'm talking about you as the viewers, these viewers who are, you know, all, but everyone's always going to find a way to be unhappy. Everyone's going to be bitching.
Never liked me personally. I mean, like the viewers that I brought in liked me, of course, but the old, you know, I think the old school, like Opie and Anthony fans, so many of them are just like, oh, like just never
Not
liked.
everyone is everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
Again,
No,
Gavin, like, is like, he can be brutal, which is why people online are mad. But again, Anthony, yeah, you're right. I guess, I mean, he's done everything that he can do. So
My only thing is I wish I had more notice, because I would have done a much grander final episode, and perhaps I would have handled my maternity leave differently. That's all. But like, of course, when he moved down there, I thought, okay, like it's a matter of time.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, not everybody really does. When there's a layoff, you do not get a heads up. And I'm not trying to like make you feel a certain way by saying that, but it's just like I think about when I got laid off. I was just taken into an office and I recorded it. I have my layoff on because I was wondering if because I believe that I was laid off because of my affiliation with Anthony.
Really?
Wow.
I believe that. I absolutely believe that. I worked so hard at that. My numbers, like I had numbers to actually give them. Be like, this is the numbers of this channel before I was producing and editing for you. Here are your numbers now. Like I created a whole thing like to negotiate. They never gave me a raise, but I would like bring these as like a hey, like for your yearly reviews. And so when that happened, that sucked. But yeah, you don't know. You know, like I would have loved to known, and they acted like they were going to help me.
I would have broken up with Anthony long ago had I known.
Yeah. No, I'm so glad I wasn't with that liberal company anymore. I was just like
kidding.
In wolf's clothing. Wait.
Yeah.
Wolf in sheep's clothing. That one. Yeah. No, it was awful. I mean, it was really like a blessing in disguise. It was completely miserable. But sorry, not to just go off on that, but really, it's like layoffs are never pretty, and I know Anthony loves everybody and he's always willing to help anybody with anything. If I hope you guys know that if you needed something, you can reach out to him and talk to him about it. Maybe not so much of like, I know Gino had called me to like try to get understanding. I was like, hey, I don't really know the details of it.
He
I
so
just know that-
respects what you said. You're like, put your big boy pants on and
yeah,
he
like
says
I'm
that
going to
all
give
the
you
time.
Yeah,
does.
like
He does.
I'm like
I
if
gotta
it's-
hand it because nobody ever wants to bother Anthony, right?
Yeah,
right.
Because the man has obviously done so much for Visconti and everybody. That's why no one says a bad word about him. So, but yeah, it's different dealing with Gavin. I think I'm only surmising because with this man milling around, going back and forth in his head, and trying to deal with Gavin. But nobody has a bad word to say about
Yeah. The
Anthony,
thing with
yeah.
Gavin, like, you have to also understand, like, this guy was like the co-founder of Vice. He also found another company that digital marketing company. Um, and now like he is like sort of like I would say like a prodigy in some ways when it comes to businesses. Like he is very, very brilliant in that. So there is that eccentric personality trait of him that can be considered unlikable because he does push the envelope with people and he wants to get that reaction from you. But also there is this like you do have to respect him in some form for what he has achieved. And then he was squeezed out of that company for his provocative ways and ways of thinking. So, we kind of know what we're getting with him. He is an open book in some cases, I would say. Unless, there are some things that some people want to say he's said, but he's definitely
Of all
not.
the bosses I've ever dealt with are people that I've worked with. Gavin is the first one to say when it comes to negotiation, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah. Or that sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. And then just that's it.
All right. Well, okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think HR
I think
likes
that's
that.
the only thing that really struck me wrong about the situation was like a good employer would never bring somebody on and let them work without a contract. I just that's just something that you establish from the beginning. So that just seems sketchy to me. Because a lot of people who do that, honestly, and this is just from my past experience. I'm not accusing Gavin because I don't know beyond what I'm being told right here and now. But in situations that I've personally been involved with, where they're kind of standoffish about offering a contract or standoffish about negotiating that contract, it's because they're taking advantage of you and they want to get more out of you than.
That's exactly what Now This did to
they're
me.
willing to pay for.
Yeah.
I tried to get negotiate contracts with them, and they would just you know what? Well, we because we're gonna be getting rid of this, we want to move you over here, and we'll see if that's a good fit with you, and then we're gonna. And it's okay, I'm doing all this great stuff, and yeah, there is something sketchy about it. Yeah, you want that security, so I totally understand what you're saying.
So I'm saying I'm not trying to throw shade on Gavin because I don't know what the circumstances were beyond getting the 411 here on this show, but.
Maybe they're just old men that we're gonna work on a handshake.
It's just that's just sketchy and again very indicative of people who take advantage of other people. And I've just I've seen too many people fall into that situation to not recognize that as a red flag.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, from what I understand from what Gina was telling me, that it was a 2-week trial period. And I would imagine that's just the season.
It's just not what he said before. It's
it's not what he said before.
What he said.
So he was kind of just changing the rules as it went.
Oh yeah, I mean it was haphazard everywhere. It was
it went from you're coming on, you're gonna make the same as you made a compound, to now it's just a 2-week trial, to now it's this amount per episode, but you can only do one a week. It went from you have to do it from home to you can use the studio to you can't use the studio to you can have guests to you can't have guests to I'm afraid
Antifa will come to my studio if somebody knows where it is. But then I mean Gino just called Gavin and he was like, oh yeah, that thing I said about you're gonna get paid before, that was only gonna be for a little while until I did. All right, but that would be okay.
I can see where that absolutely.
Yeah, that's very frustrating. I mean, and Gino, Jesus, imagine. Thank God I was out of town for the week where he was
I know, and I got the phone call.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going and that's, I guess, just Gavin. Does it make it right? I'm not sure. But,
and I think Gavin is somebody who would respect if you got paperwork and you made a contract and you worked with a lawyer, if you know a lawyer who knows how to write that kind of stuff out, and you can just be and come out with this is what I was making there, this is what I would like to make, and then show it to him.
You did a proposal.
I did that and he called it a TLDR.
He also said he told Gino that.
I love that Chrissy's doing the right thing, and that's fucked up.
I try to be so professional, Missy, because I know what I'm worth. I know what my following is. I know what my numbers are on YouTube, at least. And I was just trying to be I know I'm worth I know I'm worth way more than I was making before, but again, I was doing that because I was loyal to Compound and to Anthony and because I enjoyed doing it. So
Right.
And also the money guy said, yeah, write up a proposal. Gino and Chrissy both did that. Gavin, when he was talking to Gino, said, I read yours and then I got to hair and makeup on Chrissy and I stopped reading it. So
and it's not that I was
like,
yeah.
Wait,
And
wait, what was the hair and makeup about?
I didn't. It's not like I was asking for a hair and makeup person. I just said like this is the amount I need, which includes, and then again like trying to write it out.
Being professional, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So you were accounting for what you use,
basically accounting for all the things I spend money on and
for the show,
like guest hosts, like like traveling for things. Like it just was it was like a thorough.
So you had it like really specific.
Yeah, just because I figured like why not be as professional as possible? Like
and that's what you were led to believe by the guy said, yeah, write up a proposal. I'm sure that'll be fine. Yeah, and you're just being not hair and makeup sounds vapid. I don't mean to say that or something like that, but you're just like, this is what I have to do. This is like, you were being professional. Right.
You're
and then he's like, I
You're
read that
doing,
and I just threw it away. Yeah.
Like all those shows on Compound that had like I remember when Milo had his show, like they had a hair and makeup person. Like that's not unreasonable.
Not that you needed a person, just this is the time
not a person.
and like a
well, I mean they had a person. They had a person that was designated.
I think
there.
that was just like I don't think he was like what's the word I'm thinking of? He wasn't supplemented the money. Or I really doubt that he was. Milo, I'm referring to.
Oh, Milo, yeah.
He was only renting the studio space with his show. He was not being paid by Compound.
I don't know the ins and outs of Milo's payment himself. I'm just saying like his show itself had an audience, had like a hair and makeup person, like had the behind the scenes people.
Right.
These are all things that were like standard. So it's like to like not even ask for a whole person to like just have that as part of it. Like, yeah, that should be standard because like it's already standard in your studio. It doesn't.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it wasn't standard. That's not what's standard in the studio. What you get in the studio is that's standard is you have the booth guys and you have the technology and the lights and the space itself. And what you choose to do that under that roof is up to you and on your dime.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And Chrissy asks literally for nothing. I mean, you wouldn't. It's just an example of him, being like, I'm not even going to bother to read through this. I don't think Gavin wants a contract or something. It's like,
No,
just go along with me on my crazy train. And, I'm
Yeah.
not even going to,
Well,
So what's the situation right now then? Like, what is it still this 2-week trial thing?
I don't
Like,
think
what
it's
is
gonna
that?
work out. Yeah, because I basically need to make more. To make it make sense for me, uncensored. I would need to make more than I would make on YouTube, or else it's like, why bother? So, and he just is not gonna. He doesn't sound like he's interested in doing that. So I don't think it's gonna work out.
then I know. And then why also if you
You know what I mean? Like, why would it make sense for me to do content for a limited audience that I can't put anywhere else, but make less money than I would? Like, let's say I do a show and I interview Kim here, and it's for censored and whatever it is, 20,000 people see it, and I can't. It's only for versus if I do it for YouTube, I can make more money and I can monetize it and I can get super chats and I can get AdSense and I can put it on Rumble, Rockfin, Twitter, everywhere else.
Right.
And make way more money. Why would I limit myself in both viewers and money to do it for censored? That was the only argument I was trying to make with him. So
Right. Have you asked him if to like renegotiate maybe a new contract or contract?
he doesn't want to read one.
He
I
doesn't
don't
seem
think.
interested.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And that's okay. That's how he is. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
I would maybe be interested, but he really didn't seem interested in that. It like from like every step of the way, he has not acted like someone who is like really interested in having
Negotiation.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
It's all right. It's like you can't. It's really all good.
Gino doesn't even shit on him. Really, he's like, I just knew this is just how he is, and I mean, it just might not be right for me. And you never know. Gino just
No, but that's still like shitty to like have one preconceived notion and then completely have it like flipped. And
And the people that work for you telling you, yeah, write up a proposal, a thorough proposal or a crayon contract, right? Is that what he called it?
Right.
And then he goes,
Contract, is that
and
right?
then Gavin's like, well,
The guy called it, yeah.
yeah. And then Gavin, I feel like, was mad about that they even did that or whatever. And then he's like, well, I'm not even going to read through them. Now I'm going to offer you less than I initially did. That's pretty.
I still like what I said with Gino.
Yeah.
I said, okay, so you have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks
Right.
to make the greatest shows ever. To write a show every day, have a show written and ready, you know, with space of like maybe like current events, but make like the best show ever, like your life depended on it, and go headstrong or headlong into it, and see what those 2 weeks bring, but have your plan B ready. Like, know what you would want to do if you don't want to do it. And I even said to Gino too, I'm like, say that works, but maybe in the long run you don't even want to work for Gavin. Then don't do it. Don't do it.
It might not just be the right fit. And I mean, Chrissy, and we've been telling him that for forever, and he is trying to work on it. Yeah, he's a 55-year-old stubborn man, and
Stubborn
he's
Italian.
a very blow with the wind kind of like, I have to feel something. I need, you know what? If a light flickers, then I will go with Gavin. If it doesn't flicker, then I won't. Like, I mean, it's like deciphering. Who knows what. So I'm just sitting here. I'm like, okay, let's.
And it's almost like Missy, that show that you're describing, like where you work really hard and you write it out, and then just put it on, you know, YouTube. If you're completely canceled in that way, put it on Rumble. You'll probably make more.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's like almost like just that opportunity to do it. And then in the end, it really, a lot of times these things are, I want to say blessings in disguise, but you know, everything is in some way or another. But, you know, like things come out of this in a good way. Like, for example, when I got laid off and I hated it and I was just like, media is awful. I hate this. This is miserable. Like, I'm not doing what I want. I want to like reach people. And I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll become a personal trainer. And I make way better money that way. And I have a way better schedule. And I have people online I work with. I could just sit here and I can work, you know, and it's great. I love that. And I'm actually helping people directly, and it's great. And I can still use my video skills that I use to send them videos, and I edit things for them. So
Gino thinks he's fat right now. Maybe he should become a personal trainer.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm just teasing.
From Russell Hall, no one should suffer the indignity of seeing their boss pull his cock out and wave it around before they even start working for him. That was a Friday Night Tights reference. K-Max, thanks for the 20. Chrissy, does the heated political rhetoric ever make you feel in danger on stage? Luckily, I still think the worst that will happen is heckling like the show with the trans joke. Do comics, though, need more security now? I mean, you're not going to have security as a comic unless you pay for it yourself out of pocket.
Well, we still never figured out with the pepper spraying that even happened. I mean, that happened.
That's right.
Yeah, like that
danger,
was
danger. If I think I would hope that I would be able to feel any tension in the crowd or from a person in advance, that I could like kind of handle that. Again, if someone leaps out of the crowd with no advance notice, I have no control over that. But I would like to think if there's like a surly person in the crowd, like, and we're going back and forth, I could kind of maybe call for help or something. But
I carry throwing stars. Yeah,
I've never felt like physically. I mean, okay, with the trans people, I thought they might storm the stage, but I most of the time don't feel physically in danger. If that answers your question. But I would hope, okay, worst case scenario, someone charges stage. I would hope that like one of my male fans sitting close by could maybe intervene and like jump in front of them. That would be my hope. That's a lot of what ifs, though. That's what I should say is like any gig I do, like just seat a bunch of strong men in the front row in case.
Right, exactly.
The Range Lunatic, George Stephanopoulos and ABC are blaming Trump and his supporters for their rhetoric for what happened yesterday. Isn't that rich?
Dude, nothing happened. There were no riots. There was no looting. There was no frigging buildings on fire after this. It was Sunday. I guarantee 80% of the Trump voters went to church today.
Yeah. I didn't.
It's like everybody just like plowed through, and I had tweeted that, and somebody goes, maybe that's the problem. What, people resorting to Christ as being angry? That's what you think is the problem?
Let's go to Target, Missy. It's our time.
That would be great.
You're saying that we should like just break down and like do the wrong thing?
Yes.
Or I mean,
I just want to loot a Target. That's all. Just one.
I don't want to give them any ammunition though.
No, I know. I wouldn't.
Because that's what like right now, I guess there's some people who are having certain responses, and look what they're saying now. It's like they'll take anything.
I would try to loot a Target, and then I would feel bad. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna pay for this stuff. Just wait for me outside.
Sorry. You just start sweeping it. I'm sorry, guys.
I accidentally stole a magazine once from a Books a Million because I just put it in my purse because I was holding other things. I cried. I can't do it. It's not in my nature. Like, and I also didn't want to go back in and be like, I stole this from you.
From Wraith to everyone, what song always reminds you of summer? Also, rest in peace, Shelley Duvall, Shannon Doherty, and Richard Simmons. And also, Dr. Ruth died.
Dr. Ruth?
Dr. Ruth died. She was
my
96. She had just finished writing a book about how to deal with loneliness, and that's going to come out in September.
Just die. That's how she ends it. Just die. That's how you deal with it.
Very well. Yeah. What song reminds you of summer? Oh, that song that goes, "Can you steal my sunshine?"
Oh, that's a good one.
And you might as well be walking on the sun. Anything from this decade? No, I don't know.
For me, it's the song Goosebumps. I get those goosebumps every time. I need a Heimlich. Throw that to the side.
I don't know.
Do you not know that song?
I don't either.
I love that song. It's a good
inspired by
song.
R.L. Stein's book series?
No, not those.
I always think Beast of Burden. I'll never be a beast of burden. Yeah, I don't know. Something
That's
about
a
that
good
is
one too, yeah.
sunshine to me. Yeah.
I don't know. My mind goes straight to Dancing in the Moonlight, but I also found out that there's a really, like tragic story behind the writing of that song only very recently. Yeah, apparently it was like I don't know if it was like a police beating or something, like I can't remember specifically, but like it was like some incident of like
such a happy sounding song. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean like I associate it with like tripping on LSD in Central Park, like as a teenager.
Dancing in the moonlight, everybody.
Basically, any song that was played like in the summer of high school, you could play it for me, and I'd be like, "Oh wow, summer."
Yeah. Any Green Day song, I could always think of summer, or maybe any.
Or "Wake Me Up When September Ends."
Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Yeah.
Oh
That one
God.
reminds me of like Christmas.
What was
I
my
love
high
that
school
album,
prom song? "Here's to the Night" by Eve 6.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh my God. That's the feels right there. Oh, Nutty. Wet Spot is such a great show. Will it continue at a different location? If it does, it would be like a monthly or a once in a while like live show somewhere that I would sell tickets to.
That's not a bad idea.
When we're Kardashian rich, Chrissy, which I think that we're headed that way.
stunning.
Then you'll have your own studio, and then there'll be a wet spot there. It'll be the wetter spot, you know, like
The wettest spot.
Soaked.
a soak zone.
Josiah Chalet, they will do anything to destroy Trump. Yes, they will try, but I think they will just keep failing. God's node +1 for Christ. Yes. Thank you. God's node.
It's God's node.
Wait, is he like saying that like in reference to the guy who passed away? Like Christ got another. I don't know. Am I like I'm looking way too far
got
into
another
that.
angel.
Yeah, I think I'm overthinking that.
Sam, hello. I'm here to sign up as Secret Service simp. Oh, thank you, Sam. And I have to wrench you. I have to mod you. I don't know how to do that. Thank you, Sam. Sam is my gummy dealer. He sends me gummies, German candies. Old Nerdy, any chance you would do Wet Spot on Gas? Again, like Wet Spot was very specialized for that compound studio. I don't think it would work.
Luby's working at Gas, actually. Did you guys know
Oh,
that?
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She
I always thought
immediately
she was
went-
doing something with them even before, right?
Probably. I guess she works. Well, that's what
She did like a
Gino said,
show or guest spot.
I'm not sure. Gino was like, "Oh yeah, I ran into Luby at Gas Digital." I was like, "What's she doing there?" She was like, "I work here now." I'm like, that was like 2 days after. So good on you, Luby.
Yeah,
Luby's a hustler.
She's
She
great.
is.
I love her. Oh my god.
Thank you, Old Nerdy. God's node. No, I meant +1. Me as a follower of Christ. Me too.
Oh.
Thank you, node. Nodes. Makes me think of God, what's that? Pitch Perfect, where she's like, I have nodes.
I know. I think of lymph nodes, which freak me out.
Oh my god! Yeah, there were a ton of celebrity deaths. Shelley Duvall, who Keanu, I think you could play in a movie.
Are you saying that because
Get her
everybody always
bangs.
calls me Shelley Duvall, but later in life they're like she's nuts and whatever. People
No,
always tell me
young
I'm like
and hot.
Shelley Duvall. Oh God,
When she was young and hot. Let's get a young and hot
Oh.
picture.
she was gorgeous. People are like Keanu's like Shelley Duvall now. I'm like okay,
She
well
had
now
such
she's
a
dead.
unique look.
I know, I loved her.
Let's get Kiki some bangs.
Your
Did you ever
eyes
get
don't
bangs?
Had them.
bug
I
out.
had them.
Your eyes aren't as buggy as hers.
No, but maybe after the wedding, I'll do bangs. But I don't want to make. Yeah, it's the
Especially with the
cigarette.
cigarette. Yeah.
No, and she is lovely. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I could
Very
see.
unique teeth.
Very. Yes. No, God, how gorgeous is
Wait, is that
she?
her on the left? No,
Yeah,
wait.
that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. People always
This
say
is her
like,
towards
you're-
the
yeah.
end.
They're
She
like, you're
turned
not
Native
Shelley
American
Duvall,
at some
no.
point.
She did. I had like white paint on her and a feather in her hair.
Look at her with the a turban on her head. She's so beautiful.
Yeah, people who can wear turbans like that and remain sexy, I think that's pretty. That's a great talent.
She is beautiful.
Wow.
She had like a major mental sort of breakdown, I think, over the past few
think
years.
so.
I think she's
But my God, we got a great movie out of it.
yeah, many. Love Shelley.
Poor Richard Simmons was upstaged by the Trump attempted assassination.
And he was in hiding basically for the past, I don't know what, 7 years.
I mean, because he got really didn't he
Yeah.
get sick? He got really sick, and he was
Was
like he
he?
didn't want people to see him like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
We
he
didn't know what was
practically-
going on. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you guys know much about like his story or whatever? Because like I'm not like an expert or anything, but like I can like brief you a little bit.
Brief
us.
So
Brief away.
Richard Simmons, like he grew up like very depressed. Like I don't like he had something very traumatic happen in his childhood. I'm not. And
I think I can guess what it is.
Definitely made him gay.
I really don't remember, so I'm sorry about that. But as a result of this,
involving his rectum.
he struggled with weight. So he gained a lot of weight, and that's why he wanted to make his program, because he really felt for people who struggled with depression, who struggled with losing weight from that kind of thing. So he made these like upbeat videos, including Sweating to the Oldies, and he would have people, you know, of all sorts in his videos, and he had a very deep personal connection with these people, and he would take his time out of his day to like talk to them and make sure they were okay, and people kind of would like, you know, spill like their traumas onto him, and he would take it and like actually help people individually as well. And towards like when he got sick, he was finally like, people have this vision of me. I don't want them to remember me like withering away to nothing. I want them to remember.
Oh, he had skin cancer.
Oh, skin cancer. That's what it was. Okay. Oh, poor guy.
Oh.
And
I
like,
always loved him
if
on
you-
Howard.
I was gonna say, like, if you I've like watched a bunch of interviews. There was if I remember, I'll send it into the group chat later. But there is a documentary I watched about it, and like he was just genuinely a very good person, and his main motivation in life was to help other people like feel comfortable in their body because he knew like how much that affected him growing up.
That's probably why people were accusing him of like being trans or something, like because he wasn't the comfortability in your body or something. But I don't think that he was.
I mean, like that's dysmorphia.
Yeah,
there's a lot of different kinds of dysmorphia. But like for him it was like food became a crutch for his depression. Food became like something that he relied on in order to like feel okay in whatever. Like I said, I really don't remember what the traumatic event was, or if it was a death or something else weird, but like I know it was an early adolescent thing, and I know that like that he compulsively started eating and got to like a dangerously unhealthy weight, like several hundred pounds, and worked him down himself, and then used that program to then assist other people. And it, like I said, it wasn't just him helping other people. He would genuinely like people would come to him with their problems, and he was interested.
He cared and like cried with them. Yeah,
exactly. So I made a joke yesterday that like Richard Simmons was like Donald Trump's like last Horcrux or something like that. But like really, like it's like horrible, and it's you know, I feel
I'll never. When I used to watch, I mean, I don't listen to Howard anymore, but that dropped that Gary, where are you? They played it over and over and over again. And it was him because he would just come in and then, I don't know, he disappeared from life. But
he disappeared from the spotlight 10 years ago, it said.
10 years.
Wow.
Okay.
He got sick, and he really didn't. He was already like a very socially anxious person. Like it took a lot for him to be around people all the time in the first place. So like he preferred the isolation. And when he started getting
inner
sick,
fat kid, maybe. Yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
So let's see. There's a clip of Howard. Of Richard on the Howard Stern show. Oh,
yay!
Guys,
Gary, where are you?
Richard,
God, this quality's terrible.
Robin thinks you're wearing lipstick. I don't.
I don't wear anything.
Are
If
you
I
wearing
wasn't
makeup?
morbidly obese and atrophied,
Artie's
You're saying hi to Fred.
Nice to see you.
Everything good?
Saying hi
He
to
was a
Benji.
light. He was
Benji lost. How much weight did you just lose?
Richard, I love him. How are you? Hi, good morning.
Benji kissed Richard on the cheek, and Richard pulled away.
You want some moonshine maple syrup? Give me a little hug first. I haven't seen you.
Artie's up to 300 pounds. Richard.
297.
Artie is up to 297.
Wow, that's
How are you doing? I'm doing good. How are you?
He's fat.
I'm back in town, and I'm working. Take a seat here. Would you
But
like to sit next to me?
get on a
No, I
mic.
want to say hello to Howard.
No, but I don't want to
Wow,
say that.
Artie, I forget Artie
He
was so
spends his
big.
whole
That was so
time
funny.
here
Those
saying
names were so
hello.
funny. I never heard of them.
Aren't they great?
I never heard
That's
them. Who are heavy?
Is sort of
You're handsome.
middle. I'm sort of in
Do you
the
really
middle
feel that way?
somewhere.
You're
Oh yeah.
gorgeous, Richard.
Oh
You're
yeah.
so
I'm never. I don't.
Do you think she
think
wants
about
you for
that.
your money?
She sounds like a very
Not
sweet
your
girl.
money. I make a lot of money. It's your thighs. That's what does it for me.
Your what?
Your thighs. I see those your little shorts that you wear, and those thighs. I can't control myself.
Howard.
Wow. Cut her out.
Howard.
You want me to hang up on
Thanks
her?
for calling.
Why do you want to hang up on her?
You know who he reminds me of so much is Carl. Just
He
his tone
is
of
like
voice.
WATP Carl?
No,
Carl.
Carl.
Carl, who used to go on Gino's show. Carl
Day Jokes. Yes, he is. He's a light and like, I mean, I'm not
Sounds
calling-
gay, but isn't. But
Yes.
I mean, but
I mean, I don't. I mean, I guess I believe Carl Day Jokes when he says he's not gay. He's got a wife and kids or whatever. But maybe Richard was
then
gay.
he's never seen
Could
them.
never face it. You know, no. But I know that his actual wife actually does hate Gino and Compound Media, which is always hilarious. But he loved or loves you guys anyway, and so I know he has a wife, but Richard didn't. He could be a gay man and maybe could never face it, but
No,
Let me
it is.
see it.
It
Let me
is so.
see it.
No,
Honestly.
Howard. I'm in
Come
such
over here.
pain. Why
Richard,
can't you
come
have
over here.
respect for my
I'm gonna
pain?
fix it.
Oh.
Come here.
You know what our
Come
favorite
near me.
moment was?
Come near me. And sometimes manly.
Womanly?
Yeah, he relates to both sexes.
Oh,
That's why people
stop
like
it.
him. Is that a
I'll
bad
go,
thing?
Howard.
What?
I just wanted to
No,
say,
That was
really,
wrong.
no, it's
That was
okay.
wrong.
Wait,
all right.
let me
It's not
apologize to Al
it.
Sharpton.
No,
Richard,
you're
wrong.
fine.
Richard,
I would just say,
you appeal to
Yeah.
both sexes.
no, if you want me to call and help you, you let me know.
Oh,
My favorite
God.
moment.
Richard, come here.
Oh,
Hey,
he's
don't
making
leave
fun
like
of him, and
this.
Richard
Richard,
is
you're
not
making a
okay with
mistake.
it.
Don't leave like this.
I knew
Oh,
Howard
my
would get out of
goodness.
line.
Did I say something wrong?
Yes, you said he was womanly.
Richard.
He is.
No, he might
For calling him womanly.
have, you know, some
Female tendencies.
We all come on, man.
Go back.
Massage his back.
Wow. So they
Yeah.
really hurt his feelings.
That's the
That's
damn
so
good
sad.
old days, Howard.
Like
Jeez.
if you when you really like I'm no expert, but like when you break it down, he was like a very sensitive person, and he was somebody who was constantly taking in the issues of all of these people, and he was hosting a class. Like it wasn't like a thing, like he had a weekly class that he was doing, and like he would almost be the therapist of these people afterwards as well. So like he was like very, very, very sensitive.
You know what
And-
else I think the Howard show did him dirty with? Like many years later when he was in hiding, they sent one of the interns, they were like, we can't find him, to go outside of his house, and just he didn't come out, obviously. I think
It's
it's
horrible. Yeah.
what the hell is his name? Yeah. And I thought that was like fucked up. They flew Steve Nowicki to just go outside of his house and report on where he was. And obviously, if that was your friend, I don't know, he was a
Yeah.
good guest on the show, don't go bug him, you know.
Oh.
Mm.
It's like in the way that people thought maybe Michael Jackson was like gay or whatever. Maybe that's just how he sounded, you know? Maybe that's just how he came off.
I think he maybe was a gay man, but also like and just could never really cope with that, and the feeling of feeling outside your body, you're not comfortable in your body, but then you're helping so many people. I mean,
I don't know. I get that like a lot of the mannerisms do come off like homosexual, but I think I was more masking than anything else. I don't like. I don't know. Because like,
oh yeah, I don't mean to shit on him after his death if he didn't want to be known.
Honestly,
as gay,
like
but,
from
yeah.
like the interview clips I've seen of him, he comes off more asexual to me than actually homosexual.
Right.
Yeah. Like I don't think like I think that like he is such an isolationist and was such a like a loner in that sense that like he had like personal connections with people, and he would like stay in touch with certain people, and he had a woman who was living with him who was like his housekeeper, but like a really close friend of his that like
confidant. Yes.
And like so his real circle was real small, and I think that like I said, he might have like he has like the kind of flamboyancy, so I understand where you're coming from, but like I really think that like especially from like the trauma from his youth or whatever, it seemed as if it was more an asexual thing where he doesn't like actually have the sexual drive to like go outside.
Oh yeah, you're right. No,
how was his relationship with his mother?
Again, I don't remember the trauma, but I do think it had something to do with mom.
That's sad.
Richard. Gary,
Gary,
where are
it's
you?
hard. K-Max. Oh, what's up, K-Max? Chrissy, have you ever Googled #1 song during your birth year, then your high school graduation year, then compare the two, see if it's a song you like?
Ooh.
Oh.
I like that.
So #1 song. Okay, let's try it. #1 song.
Well, you can do like birth year and like the month of your birth year, I think. I saw something like that. Or like, yeah, what was the top?
Oh, it's a tie between two songs, Total Eclipse of the Heart and Man Eater by Daryl Hall and John Oates. Oh, I like both those songs. That's Total Eclipse of the Heart is one of my karaoke.
Oh,
it's an incredible song. Oh my god.
She'll chew
you up. And the year of my high school graduation was All For You by Janet Jackson. Another great song. It's all for you. You really want it.
That is a good one.
I had to look mine up too, and the first one is a Boys to Men song, "End of the Road," and the other one is Macklemore's "Thrift Shop."
Thrift Shop.
Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
Dun, dun, dun,
It's year you were born or month you were born, the year you were
born, and high school graduation year.
90. Okay.
Mine are lame.
Mine are lame too.
Eternal Flame. Oh, straight up, I'll take that. Straight up, now tell me, do you really want to know me?
Oh, I am. Well, I think. Wait, I don't know if it's the exact one. It says "I will always love you," Whitney Houston, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the. I want to hear November '92. Yeah, it's "I will." Okay.
That's great. Scalzo Photo, thanks for the super chat. The original reason to be on Compound was that you were in the studio with Anthony's show and could guest on it. That perk is gone now.
Thank you for informing Chrysanthemum of that.
Thank you. Oh, I loved that. No, I'm really grateful for the time. Like I never ever would have thought, man, I would be on the network for 6 years. Like, and it just started from going on Gino's show and Aaron's show with like dopey characters, and
they weren't dopey. They were transformative.
They were great.
It was all just like gravy, and then like getting to a point where like, my God, yeah, I am jumping on like Anthony's show like Mondays here and there, and
he always loved that. I know he always loved that.
And just so fun to hang out with and talk with, and like to make him laugh was such a compliment. Like, oh my God, like, all right, I actually believe that I'm funny if I can make him like. There's certain people where if you make them laugh, it's a compliment.
That place was
I still fight for that sometimes. I know when he's doing the nice laughter with me. I know the nice laughter.
Yeah, like where he's just smiling. Yeah,
he's like, and I'm like,
hey.
Yeah.
Eric July's fire detector beep. Thank you. Always beeping. Russell Hall, who's going to inherit Richard Simmons' hard drive?
The housekeeper, maybe.
God, you know what I also really loved about Compound is that chick Gabby Hoffman, who was renting the studio space across the hall, and she was
the one that you were like,
she would just wander in and make herself comfortable. She had a crush on Aaron Berg, and she would just. And then I started to like do her as a character, and then there was a time like she wandered in, and then I was like, oh, I got it, and I ended up jumping on the same show like while she was on, and I was doing her as a character, but I didn't want to let on that I was pretending that I was acting like her because I didn't want her to feel like I was mocking her.
Being herself, yeah.
But I was mocking her. It was so fun because she was a little mentally
Didn't she
ill.
get upset, right? Yeah.
She like didn't quite figure it out, but she was like, is she pretending to be me? Russell Hall, Total Eclipse of the Heart is about vampires hooking up and forking, and something to do with schoolboys and ninjas, according to the music video.
Well, music videos never really like tell you the meaning of the song. They're always like very weird depictions.
I miss music videos. I remember
that was the greatest. That was like how I woke up in the morning and got ready for school. It was just like play that.
My favorite thing to do was my mom was she worked for the music department at like the school district that we went to. She was a secretary, and I remember every summer for a while I would go to work with her because I would work at the summer school. I would like work as like a gymnastics coach or whatever, or take an art class or something. And the summer school would happen in the building. Like she worked in the middle school. Her office was there. And so like I'd go in between, and then I would go into, her boss would be off for the summer, but she would be working. And I would go into his office and like watch MTV. And it was like the only chance I got to see music videos. And it felt like so cool. And I was like, ooh, it felt like sneaky, but also like special. I got to like watch his TV.
Do you remember which
the
music video?
Yes, the Blind Melon song with the little girl in the bee costume. There's no rain. I can't sing it. And all I can do is read a book.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Gather
that song. Oh God, probably.
That's a great song
going on at the time, and I was like, I felt so cool. I'm like, ooh, I can finally see music videos. Fifi Gigantor. Back in the day, I hired the cat sitter who kidnapped Simmons a couple of times. She was always very nice to me, but I was paying her. What?
Wait, Richard Simmons was like kidnapped? Is that what he's just suggesting?
I did not know about that. Oh my god.
Kim, do you know? You know so much about Richard Simmons.
I really don't know.
I didn't get up to the current.
I was able to pull as much as I was able to pull. I am unfamiliar with the cat sitter. It tickles a memory. I will say that like he was. I don't know if he was like being held hostage or if there was a situation where like somebody
That's
was
what people were
for him. I don't like it's. I feel like they touched on this sort of in the documentary where there was like a weird situation with him and like I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't provide more.
But you're the Richard Simmons expert.
Yes, you're the.
Well, I deserve to be fired.
historian.
You went with the DEI hire and I'm failing miserably.
Unbelievable. Also, Benji Gregory died. I don't know who that is. Benji Gregory?
Gregory.
Who dat?
And Shannon Doherty. That's a big one. Yeah.
He's an American child actor. He played Brian Tanner on Alf. Ooh, okay.
Suspected heat stroke.
I haven't thought about Alf in a
Heat
while.
stroke.
That's what it says.
Heat stroke
Guys,
is when you jerk off in your car in the summer.
Heat stroke.
I'm gonna go have a quick heat stroke. Don't tell anyone.
He sounds vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yeah, just randomly dying of heat stroke at 46.
That's like one of the greatest feelings is that I'll never have to ever add that as a factor in my health ever. It's like such a peaceful feeling. I hope everyone here can say the same.
I regret doing it. I felt pressured.
No,
I
we're
succumbed to pressure. I would never do it again. I cried, but I felt like I can't lie with this fake card because I just can't lie. And and my mom called me. She's like, "Don't do it, please." She cried. I'm like, I feel like I have to.
They literally made it seem like you wouldn't be able to participate in society again if you didn't do it. Like that.
Fuck. I didn't
No,
give a
that's
fuck.
what they
I didn't even
made
want to
it
wear a
feel
mask.
like,
I always wanted to get yelled at. I was like, go for it. Try me.
Oh, I wouldn't do
I'm just
that.
living my life the way I always have been.
I was
Don't
pregnant
stop
the
me.
first time when COVID was really like when the mask thing was really happening. And I remember like I was like very visibly pregnant at the time. And I was like walking through the store without my mask on, like getting a couple last minute things for dinner. And one of the guys, like the little like checkout people, like ran up to me. Can I offer you a mask? No. And I was like, no, I really don't want one. I'm not trying to deprive my child oxygen. Like it's hard for me to breathe, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to buy my food because I need to feed my family. And he was like, tried to make a thing of it, like, oh, I'll escort you to your car. And I was like, you really want to be the guy that like makes us stink about this with a visibly pregnant woman? And he's like, I do not. And just walked away. And it was like, all right, good. Like,
good for you.
Nice.
So I was like, no, like I was like, this isn't a thing yet, but if you want this to be a thing, I will make this a thing.
Wow.
I would just ignore people. I was really good at that. I think like
My
living
mom
in
would
New York
say,
City.
well, fuck you.
Don't challenge me with a good time. If people like a lot of people, especially because I was in Connecticut at the time, so people were really emboldened to like come up in your face about it. And like, you want to get into my face, like I will make you feel stupid. I will. I will make a big thing of it.
I like pissing people off by ignoring them because people hate being ignored. So
Ambivalence
they would
is,
just get even more mad, and I'm like, keep going, and then I'm like,
I
no, I'm
think
good, thanks, and just keep going. Like I would just like let them be like, oh no, I'm cool, thanks. Yep.
Can't hear you. La la
We're
la
good.
la 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 la.
Yeah, or
Sorry.
have like the headphones on too.
I have
Yeah.
masks on my ears. Sorry.
I enjoyed there were these very see-through sparkly masks, like they were mesh, like basically
yeah.
a very open weave mesh masks that I ordered a bunch off Amazon. And it's funny because like I went to Vegas and all the dealers would wear them and they're completely useless. They just like are kind of fabulous and glittery looking. And I remember I wore them on the plane and like about like 4 times I got away with it, but then like maybe twice the flight attendant was like, "I can see your mouth."
And isn't it funny that your mask was see-through and my skirt and your pants were see-through, and they definitely noticed that and then made us change.
Oh,
So,
right.
yeah.
That was when you guys had
Yeah.
to get changed in the bathroom.
Yeah. No,
it's
the bathroom.
in front of everyone.
Oh, really?
At the gate.
Oh my
tampon
gosh. I just remember it. Maybe it was the
was
selfie you guys
underwear.
took. I made me think that.
She was
No,
nude from the waist
was-
down.
That
which
is
I'm not traumatized. It's fine. It was a very odd situation. God, the airlines have trouble these days, don't they? Jesus.
I think that's like the least of their problems these days.
I know, right?
Someone just wearing something. Ugh.
What was that? What was I wearing? Was I wearing underwear? Or maybe I was
No,
wearing
remember you had a bathing suit bottoms type
oh, right.
and underneath. So we were coming from Vegas. We were dressed very
very Vegas.
classy, but it was very Vegasy. Yeah,
Very
but your
Vegas.
pants were a bit sheer.
Poolside,
right?
you know.
Yes, like poolside.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. Callus totally simping for Ms. Thompsonson.
Be bloop Thompsonson.
Oh, what's up, Jim? Jim Zatala. You should definitely put together a clip video of all the characters you played on Compound. Gabby was good, but I thought you did a recurring one named Kate. Kate, too. You really spiked it. Thank you, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
I would like to see a Compound like another live sort of reunion thing in the near future. And maybe next summer, maybe not as near future, but
Do you mean like a show at a comedy club, or do you mean like something else?
no, a show at a comedy club, kind of like what we had done in the past. I mean, I know there's like comedy club here that's really cool that I feel like could totally do it. I don't see it getting canceled.
Is it a comedy zone? Is that?
Yeah, it's a comedy
Yep.
zone.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's a good place. Yeah.
Adam Simon gifted another Chrissie Mayr membership. Thank you, Adam. Adam, are you really Santa?
Hello, Santa.
That beard.
That would be cool. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I want to see that. I
Like
also want everyone to come here for a little bit.
reunion. Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun.
The last time I saw Anthony on stage was the night before he had his.
I know, and that's when you guys met my parents.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved your parents. That was really fun.
They're cute.
Okay, this I meant to show earlier when we were talking about the attempted assassination. Now I'm going to show you guys a clip. Tell me if you think this woman is sus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is a woman that was standing behind Trump in the crowd.
Okay.
The real fly here says interrogate her. Okay, let's watch her very closely. I guess she pulls out her phone. I don't know.
Watch this shit, dude. Watch. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch
Who
it.
is she? Oh, she's looking at the.
Puts the sign up.
Something that said, "Take a look at what happened."
Shots fall off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out.
And she's filming.
And she's just like right there.
I want to see her video.
Yeah.
She's not even freaking the fuck. Watch this shit, dude. Watch. Watch. She sits down. Yep.
And who is she?
Watch this.
If you want to
Puts the sign up.
Something that said, "Take a look at what happened."
Shots fall off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck?
Maybe she's
What the
just
fuck,
an
people-
idiot.
But did you kind of notice like the kind of like watch her mouth? She kind of does like a smirk. Like somebody who's shocked like droops. They go,
Somebody in that situation, I don't think you're going to think to pull your phone out. I think you're going to hit the deck.
Right.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for just 2 seconds here, and I don't like. Maybe it was just media thing. I worked at like this like urban clothing outlet expo thing, and where the Migos were performing, and the Migos threatened to shoot the place up. And like we're waving guns around, and literally like all sorts of people from the venue who were just there as like, you know, like bought tickets to the event were like running up to try to film this shit. So like there is a level of retardation where like personal safety goes out the window, and they're like, I'm just gonna get this video, and it was like really weird watching this happen in real time. So like, that is really sketchy. I'm not 100% like, and I'm extremely conspiratorial minded. Like I'm like I've already gone down the rabbit hole of so many different things that like have totally wound up being completely true.
I think
I'm willing to offer some skepticism here. I'm willing to like, I don't know.
I think she's just a moron like me.
Yeah.
People
I
look
think
at
she's a
my shooting video and
It's
they're
far more
like,
likely she's a moron.
what an idiot.
I love your shooting video.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I look like a complete moron in that film. I did this. And then it was completely after the bullets, then ducked down. And also kept the camera on. I think she's just a moron and is like, is everybody
her sign says died and you're fired.
From like she's from an angle where the shot, it looks like, would the shots have come in front? I guess they would have come in front of her.
Did go in front of her, yeah.
And maybe she just is such a stupid idiot. She felt like everybody's kneeling down to do the wave or something, and she was taking her phone out. I don't know. I mean, I don't
also,
think
like the gunshot sound, like not necessarily everyone is familiar with what a gunshot sounds
exactly. Thank you, my I did not really know.
Especially if you're like there, like there's no. I mean, like I've been around guns. I was shooting guns before I was riding a bike, so like I would recognize it. But like I don't anticipate that like the average person has that experience and would like understand like, oh shoot, like a gun just went off. Like she would like it looks like very Lemming, like she sees everybody around her doing a thing, and then she realizes like, oh, like the president's in front of me, I gotta whip my phone out. Like,
and then she's going like, yeah, right, she's social media minded, like, oh wait, let me take my phone out. I see people freaking out. Yeah,
I'm willing to believe that it's sketchy because there's been a lot of sketchy stuff going on, and it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility, but this woman just appears to be a moron.
I think she's just a moron like me. That's what I would say. But
people think she's a Fed. People think she's ex-military.
She Mossad now.
I mean, you have to be invited to be behind, right?
Right.
You don't just like get that seat.
Oh,
from what I understand, right? Like not just anybody sits in the back behind.
I mean, like there was a lot of. I mean, like these people are not just like Trump invited. They're probably like people who like were working the event and stuff like that. So like,
well, if she did know, then wouldn't you duck down and stay down, but to not have?
It looks like she sat down there
at you. Yeah,
I would crawl out of there on my friggin' belly. I would be like, bye.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
Huh. Okay. Interesting times. King TL, who's Missy B? Is yum. Good Lord. Much respect all.
She is yum.
He's yum.
She is yum.
He is yum.
Yum.
You are yum.
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 G got her. Kimberly was great. Looks so young, and she's so smart. Her insight and perspective gave this substance and direction. Cool shit. Don't ever be a dumb bimbo. Now you tell me.
Right. Oh,
wow, you have a simp.
I do. That's actually I think that's my friend G. I love her. Thank you very, very much.
Broke Deegan, thank you for the super chat. I like what I'm hearing from you girls. I like conspiratorial minded. I want you to keep talking about Trump. I will literally simp with money at Skankfest. I'm going to hand out dollar bills everywhere too.
Ooh, Skankfest.
Oh,
I actually was sorry, I didn't get an answer, but I wanted to know from Lewis if he was doing another like female like cage fight, because I would nominate myself.
Cool. Missy, you should.
I would love to beat somebody up.
Oh my god,
fun.
I would fight a man before I fought you. Damn.
Honestly.
Be fun.
You'd be like a jackal in there.
I'm fast.
And you actually like train.
I fight men in the week, yes. 4 times a week.
With your brains and your beauty and your strength.
You know how I fight men? I would put their head between my boobs and just clap it together.
You'd squirt them.
Blow out their eardrum.
Yeah.
You blind them with your titty milk. Is that what you?
Yes.
Yeah. My wrestling name is
Weaponized pity milk. There
my
you go.
wrestling
That's
name
where the
is
money
Queen Colostrum.
Queen
King Colostrum. No, I don't know.
No,
Megan
the
Moore-
queen.
I mean, clearly she's Anne Frank. Oh, the lady behind the thing. Mike V. Someone in the crowd reminded me of Cosby. Would any of you girls go on a date with the Cos? If I were
Like
single, no, he's just not the right color for me.
Who's Cos? Oh, like Cosby?
Like William Cosby? No. Unequivocally.
The bipping and the bopping and the
And it's not his color.
pudding. Here you go, Missy. I made you a special Jello pudding.
No, and the thing is
It's definitely not laced with anything. I sounded like Gru from the Minions for a second there. Hello, I'm definitely not Gru.
I am definitely not Bill Cosby. I am Bill Cosby.
I just saw the Minions movie with the stepson.
Did you see it?
Yes, it's really good.
Oh, I want to see it. I love a good Minions movie.
And you don't have to see the previous Minions movies to pick up on the plot, which I like.
Hey, that's good. That's a good direction for a children's movie, you know, not make the kids
I won't
think too much.
I won't spoil the ending.
right. This is no Breaking Bad.
Callus, by the way, that was a YouTube autocorrect on Thompson.
I know, darling. Thank you, Cal.
You are Thomas Simpson.
No, I'm Tom Thompson.
Tom Thompson. King TL. Okay, Missy B. We get it, Mama. Sheesh, Chrissy.
What are you responding to? Okay.
Mike B. Chrissy, are you going to DabbleCon? No, Dabble cost.
I really wish you did, though.
Oh, I'm too afraid to leave the bean. Honestly, like,
he can come.
I gotta thank you, Chrissy, for thank you for even coming out for my bachelorette party, which I would have found it would have been incredibly embarrassing, just to me and my soul. But you and obviously Amy and everyone made it so wonderful, and she even stayed through most of when the stripper was throwing me into the air and things. So it
You
was
were
great.
thrown into the air?
No. Was freaking out, so I left the
right. I didn't even
early.
expect you to make it past dinner or even be able to come at all. So I can't. You guys are
So
just the
man,
best to
this
me.
is great.
My
So we
God.
go to dinner. This place that Amy picked out. It's called like
It was
Sicily
fun,
Osteria, and we're like, oh, it feels like we're really in Sicily because there's no AC. Like we were just there, we were all sweating our fucking
was
balls
quite
off.
hot.
But the food was amazing. I had this like amazing steak. Keanu got a pasta that she had 3 bites of.
I know.
You're just like throwing back gin and tonics.
I needed to be drunk
You
so I
were
could have a
drunk.
bachelorette party, and then
I've
I
never
was
seen
drunk.
you drunk because you're always just drinking claws, which never do
know.
anything.
I knew I needed to get drunk to have any sort of attention on.
And then we walked to Hunkamania. We basically walked through the theater district because what this place was on, what was it called? The Stafford something. It was on 8th or 9th something. It was way on the east side. And we go in, we take an elevator up, and then we walk in, we hear screaming. We're like, okay, I guess we're at the right place.
It was
We get in
drag, the pre-drag show.
There's a pre-show, which is all like drag queens, and it made me miss my time at Stonewall for sure. I was like, oh. And they're just like the classic, like, if it seems like we're begging for money, it's because we are. You know?
Oh my God.
Like, yes, queen, like what you would expect.
Papa poker face, papa poker face. Yes,
Yeah, they're like
whole
on the
deal,
ground
yeah.
doing this. I'm like, all right,
Vogue.
And you're like, oh, I miss the days before they weren't all trying to trans our kids,
Yeah.
But they're not. They're just probably just regular hardworking drag queens. But they have a bad, they all have
They're
a kind of
classic drag
bad-
queens. They were
classic.
Yeah. They don't
And
read to
then-
anyone.
And then
Well,
this
like most of like the older drag queens are like actually really against any children being anywhere involved. It's like they're
Yeah.
like, oh, this isn't
This isn't about you, child.
Yeah.
Leave. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they start Hunkamedia, and we had from my bachelorette, we went to a similar show in Atlantic City called what was it called, Keanu? Like something similar. Was it Stilettos? No, I don't remember. Maybe the club was called Stilettos, but it was like a male review.
Yeah.
And God, that was so much. It was fun. They were both so much fun. And so this Hunkamania show, they all they go on stage and they have a couple of seconds to like introduce themselves, and they all have a different shtick. Like there was one Asian guy who was like just hairless and wearing like a Ken fanny pack and socks, and he's like, they get on stage, and it takes so little to like titillate this crowd of women. Like they just kind of like flex their
They're
chest
like
muscles,
boom, boom.
and
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Ah!" And these men have to do so little. Like they put a hand on your shoulder, and you're like, ah,
I know.
Whereas female strippers, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's never enough, for these guys that like go to those clubs. They're like, oh, you want to suck me off in the bathroom?
Yeah.
That's my voice for the guy that asks for that.
Everyone sounds like Kermit.
But with girls, they're like, oh, you took $1 bill out of my bra,
I know.
What? And then so they're on stage, they're all doing their little moment. The first two bachelorette party girls, and you can see the other parties of bachelorette. Like it's so funny, like because each bachelorette party has their own vibe, like there was the one next to us, the girl was like, it's like similar to you, Keanu, like in great shape, wearing a really cute dress, having so much fun. Their friends are all like young and cute. And then there was like just sassy black women. They're all like 200 pounds, like behind us. I was like, my
we're
favorite
like,
part, yeah.
You guys feed off my energy, and I'm like,
You
so
were laughing
embarrassed.
the
I was
whole
like,
time. You were
I'm
just
like, okay, I need to rip shots. We got to get on. They're gonna make us look like fools. We got to get on their level. That's
Yeah.
what me and Joanne were saying, and I'm just like, please don't come over to me. Please don't say this. But it was fun. That's why I had to get drunk. Yeah.
A man comes over to me and I guess Chanel. He literally just shows us a pair of handcuffs, and we go, what? And then he shows us his phone, and the phone says 30, and I was like, oh, and then but I was like, what are you selling? Before I could say that, Chanel was like, yes, let's do it. And we were like, what are you even doing with the handcuff? What's happening? What's about to happen?
Is it $30 for the handcuffs?
He just shows handcuffs and then his phone that says $30. And then like Chanel agrees. And then before we know it, he's picking up Keanu. He handcuffs you to the chair. He's spinning you around. It was
right. And I'm like, very untoward. I'm like, wee. I mean, yes, it's very nice. Very fun.
But he seemed like one of the like more upstanding of the bunch. Like he seemed like he had a good head on his shoulders.
Right. The male stripper that was when we walked in, he was like, hey. And I said, well, hello. And I was like, I love your tattoos. He was the one that when I was on stage everybody else seemed to get very normal sorts of choreography. It was like they would just be the normal thing, furry handcuffs, hands over the head. I'm like, he's yelling at me on stage, like going, all right, stay stiff, and I'm going to do this. I went, what? And then all of a sudden, I don't know, I'm in like a pretzel. I'm like, why did I need to have
you
this?
To stay stiff?
He was like, I'm like, I didn't hear the moves. What was it? And then all of a sudden, I'm like on the ceiling. I don't know. Everybody else seemed to get like just a run-of-the-mill lap dance, or like the larger black woman, he bent her over. I'm like, what are we doing? Okay. He's like giving you instructions. I'm like, I didn't hear the moves. It's like,
was it so sad I missed you on stage? Because what you do typically is like the bachelorette goes on stage, and then all of her friends go up on stage for a couple minutes and shove dollar bills. They're like, put a dollar bill every place you want the man's mouth to go. And then so the dollar bills are everywhere. I remember the first girl, she stands up, like $20 bills fall out of her skirt. Like I guess her friends were just shoving them up her crotch.
Right.
Like She just looked like a sweet little, like a babe in the woods. She looked like 19 years
adorable.
old.
I know.
Yeah.
Poor thing. Now, was it one of the? It was just drag queen, or like was it like? Have you
drag
seen
queens
those?
left? They were like the warm up, and then it was
These
like
were
all
actual
like,
men.
Okay, so was it like those like Magic Mike dancers where they're like straight up like rubbing their like
yes, and they do they do the worm.
on your body?
I feel like they played that song that burn, 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 like Pony
by Genuine.
Yeah, Genuine. Yes. No, and
Genuine.
it was really fun. Yeah, it was the funnest
okay.
time ever. But I'm like, I know I'm gonna be awkward during this. I know, but like, I just love it's Kiki's Law. It's not Murphy's Law. I'm gonna get the one dancer that wants to do. I don't know. We're doing the tango now. Like, like, quit trying to show off. I'm awkward. But it was oh my god, the best time ever. I'm glad I decided to do it. But
did you see the couple of, like there was at least one man that was like not in good shape?
There was Chrissy, after you left, there was just one incredibly attractive man who's like, I just wanted to be an actor. He didn't do any moves. He just went around to everybody and they loved it. He would just be like, hey, like on stage.
Maybe
like,
he actually does know how to dance. He just plays that role as
He
like
was
the
just
sad boy.
He was
Gets more money that way.
Exactly. He was extremely tall and like classically good looking. He knew no moves. He couldn't dance for shit.
Was that like
He just had Riz.
in the back?
Yeah. What's that?
Was that like the kind of quiet one that was in the back?
Maybe. And
Like a
again, I was
six-pack?
pretty in the cups, but
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he was the last one that went on stage. So and he just he mailed it in for sure. But he's so attractive, the ladies loved it. So
Wow.
that's his appeal.
Oh god, there was one dance they did where they all came out in helmets with like armor on. They had like looked like bulletproof vests or something. And I was like, this is like end of the world, but sexy, you know? Like they came out. I was like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna like hurry us into a bunker?
It's their Secret Service dance.
Wow.
No, it was really fun.
That was fun. It's so you just can't help but laugh. Like it takes so little. And then like when you're on stage, and I did the same thing for my bachelorette, like you're up there, you're like, what's gonna happen? You know?
Right. And then he was shouting instructions at me. And I went, what? And then all of a sudden, who knows? What like he like took my he was like, lay out prostrate. And I said, what? All right, and then all of a sudden he like flips you over.
Oh, he did the leg flip thing? Oh
like,
my gosh, I've
are gonna
seen that. I
come
can't believe that happened to you.
He flipped you? Cool.
But yeah, it was really cool. But
does anyone have video of this?
Well, then that's another thing. I have very blurry video from Joanne, but it was when I was in the chair, which I'm actually thankful that there isn't very much video. I mean, and then I think I have another one from Amy.
I sent them in our group chat. I didn't post them.
Yes.
I just posted.
I'm gonna play the one that you sent me from when we were in our seated is hilarious too, and the picture of me hugging that stripper. I look like an idiot. So sad.
It looks like you were like, I don't know, like you just got rescued from an offshore boat or something. Like
I know,
you got
like,
rescued,
thank you.
I was lost at sea.
Thank you so much. No, I'm gonna play the footage I have on Tuesday.
So
I think,
handcuff guy, after he's done with like whatever lap dance thing, and he's so smart. Then he poses with you, and then he clicks a flashlight on himself so that it's perfectly like lighting up his face and chest, and it's like this perfect little like photo op moment.
And I'm hugging him like this, like make a wish, like
let's just talk, you know. And then some women will like grab their fucking dicks and stuff, you know. Like I remember when we went for mine in Atlantic City. Again, we had the feisty black women were across the aisle from us, and like the bachelorette from that group, I'll never forget. She was like, she had her hands like all over the guy's dick, and like
I know.
And then they wear fake hard dicks. That's the other thing too. Yes, they do. He put like me and Chanel's hands on. I'm like, what is this? And then he's like, it's just rubber or whatever.
Oh
yeah, it's no. I mean, like a dildo in their. They wear it around their waist.
Right, because what if they get soft at work? That's not good.
It's true. Right. Exactly. These things are. Like, I'm definitely like, imagine like you get addicted to it. You go back every week. Like, you'll find me there maybe.
Yeah, let's just go back for like a happy hour. It wasn't.
She's like really good at the moves.
I know. I'm like, I gotta nail that spin. I have to go back.
You start teaching Gino how to do it so you can do it at home.
Yeah, like who's here for a birthday? Who's here for a bachelorette? Like, no, I didn't have any plans.
I bought this table all for me.
I just guys.
It's like I hit 20,000 subscribers. Like you're like, so,
they're like, this bitch just keeps coming back here. It's really odd.
I like the drinks.
I just want to hit the triple axle. That's all.
Thanks, Zito. Would you go with Andrew Dice? Oh, Clay. Yes. Russell Hall, your Borat doing a Cosby impression is spot on. My wife drinks the drink with the drugs mixed in. Oh, the pudding.
King of the castle, king of the castle.
King of the castle, king of the castle. Zito, Kiana wins best setup tonight. That fan is awesome.
The fan is like the wind.
It was to keep. It's to keep. It was and is to keep my laptop from exploding. But I do like the effect. Thank you.
Has your laptop
I think I'll keep it.
Exploded?
Sometimes it overheats, but also shout out Goodnight Mister for building Gino and I computers, which I love.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
It's a very nice thing. Yeah, wow. So I'll keep the fan even when I have the better setup. So.
Wraith, favorite thing to get from the ice cream truck. Ooh, okay. I have a lot of answers to this.
Ooh.
If I'm feeling nostalgic from my childhood, I will get the wrestling pop, which is like vanilla ice cream with like a cookie with a wrestling character on the front and chocolate dipped on the back. Or I'll get like an old school creamsicle or like a strawberry shortcake. That's great. But if I'm hungry, I'll get like a king cone.
We
Choco
got
taco.
those and mine melted, and then I was shamed for it. Remember when you were trying to get some of mine?
I did the ultimate fat girl move, which is Kiana's about to throw away her soft serve because it's melting and she's not.
I'm a slow eater.
She's not doing good tongue control, so she's not handling the drippings very well. Like she's not on lick maintenance, so it's all just a fucking mess.
Drippings.
Okay, you go on the edge.
Sounding.
You gotta get like.
She's not holding up her.
She's
not doing what she's supposed to do. So she's supposed to throw it out. And like a normal person would just let her friend throw away her melting ice cream. I go, hold on a second. And I tried to scoop some onto my cone like an obese person.
And
then some of it gets on, but most of it falls onto the top of the trash can. And then we watch it slowly slide and then go in the trash. And I go, no.
And then a man selling phone chargers or something.
He was selling contact solution.
Yes, contact
Two
solution.
very different things.
And this is near.
Clean. And I was like, where did you even get that?
He shamed me. He was like, ugh. I'm like, what? He was so mad that I let it go to waste. I'm like, I would have offered it to you. I'm so sorry it dropped onto the ground. Illegal contact solution seller.
Yeah, that box says not for sale.
What are you, Bausch and Lomb? What are you doing here?
I know. What are you doing? Are you an optometrist? I don't think so.
Yeah, it is not for individual sale. Sold in pack.
Yeah, not for individual sale. I think it says that on the box.
Oh God. He did. He shamed me. He was disgusted.
Kiana, what's your ice cream truck pick?
Oh, I like the strawberry shortcake. And I also like, I think it's SpongeBob where sometimes his eye looks like it's falling out. Yes, I like that as well. Or I'm just a vanilla and or chocolate soft serve gal, you know?
Oh. Okay, Missy.
My go-to as a kid was always the Snoopy.
The Snoopy.
The Snoopy was the vanilla and chocolate, and then the back was dipped in chocolate. That, and if they didn't have that, I would get Choco Taco.
Choco Taco. I forgot about that.
And then, like, I don't know about you, but like my ice cream truck also had like candy, so we get like dipsticks. Get the dipstick thing, and then like the fake cigarettes, the gum cigarettes.
I remember back when you could get Choco Tacos from Taco Bell. Remember that shit?
Oh, I don't.
Taco Bell is trying all sorts of new shit. They're very innovative. I saw a Crunchwrap Supreme, but the crunch in the middle was a Cheez-It.
I already tried it.
It's a new one.
Was it good?
I thought I was ordering just the Cheez-It like tostada taco. I said just the Cheez-It. We must have got confused because what I ended up getting was they just gave me the Cheez-It, like the large cracker. So I'm just like eating a big Cheez-It cracker. I'm like, I guess this is out good.
No, Taco Bell is like doing cross promotion like networks do with they're like Cheez-Its made by Nabisco, and we're Taco Bell. We're gonna try this. Then they do Doritos, Frito-Lay, you know.
What I love from Taco Bell is the Dorito Loco taco. It's like a Dorito flavored shell.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That one stuck. They did.
Oh, it's so good. And it comes in its own little cardboard holder.
Kitty.
Neo was crying outside, so I was like, "You are cute, love me. You are cute."
Oh my god!
Oh, look how cute!
Oh
was
my
he really?
Neo, look,
crying?
it's you on the screen. He's like, I don't want to be here right now.
Oh my god, that face!
He's going to pounce. I
He's so
love
upset.
him.
He
What
hates
does
being
his
held.
crying sound like?
Oh,
He's so upset.
Oh, look at his face!
like
He's
he's
so
like,
cute.
oh, your booba. God, I wish I could hold.
I just
the
want to like
tab
buy
or
him a
whatever.
lot of little hats.
I have a Make America, Make Meowica Great Again hat on. I keep trying to get him to wear it, but but
Does
when I
your
did
cat
get it.
enjoy scratch offs?
He definitely does scratching sometimes, but he stops when I catch him. I go, "Huh," and he goes,
Oh, so cute.
he's a good boy. He's a weirdo.
He's so cute.
Did everyone answer that? Oh, Kim, what is your
No.
favorite?
I would say the Twix ice cream. That was super prime. And the strawberry shortcake one was good too. But there was a guy who like ran the ice cream truck in like this small like town that I spent my summers in, and he would come by at the end of our tennis practice, and he always would like give like if we didn't have money that day, he would always be like giving out free ice cream. But he also like would keep a ball of those like, do you remember those like sour balls? Like the extreme sour heads.
Warheads.
Oh yeah,
Warheads. Yes, like when they
those
actually
were intimidating to
on
me.
your mouth, the really really sour ones. He always
Yeah.
had like a bunch of those. So like even if you didn't buy anything, he would just like hand out a bunch of those. It was like really sweet guy.
Warheads were not for the weak. Like they would be loose at the deli.
I honestly miss them.
There were two
Ooh,
delis in middle school. There was this. We called them the regular deli and the Spanish deli. And the Spanish deli was on my level. Like they sold a lot of loose candy. They would
You
sell
mean
like that.
in the school?
No, just like a block away from my middle school.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
regular delis where like the rich kids would get their bagels with like the nice white paper and like their Snapples, and that would be their lunch. And then the Spanish deli, you're like counting out like, you know, fucking nickels, and you're like, I can get something, you know, and you put everything on the counter just to get an Orbitz, like the drink with the balls inside.
Snapple
wow,
equals
yeah.
elegance and status for Chrissy, I guess, and white paper.
Yeah,
on the
no,
label.
yeah, that's so
Yeah.
real. Like getting like people who had different like sandwiches and bagels, and when people brought, you're just like that one kid who would like come back to school with like McDonald's. You're like, where'd you get that?
You're like, somebody's
Went to
doing
the dentist. What?
Yeah.
Were you at the dentist?
The smell of McDonald's, it would just go down. It would fill the room.
Everyone knew.
Oh, you'd be like, who is this? Who got the McDonald's? Wow. Yep. I already did that. Sam, Chrissy, you doing the worm is forever iconic. Thank you. I did the worm at my wedding.
And at the stripper joint.
I had
you
to.
You did that on stage.
I was like, I try not to, and I'm like,
I gotta do it. Yeah. Right. Better than me. I didn't have any moves.
Oh, Simon Ho. Wow, Keanu, you're so graceful blowing in the wind.
Thank you, Simon Ho. I hope you're not making fun of me.
Adam Simon with 2 more Chrissie Mayr memberships. Thank you so much.
I was just like accidentally leaning on his keyboard.
Probably, or the cat's walking on it. Yeah. Taco Bell released their version of the Choco Taco, but only in urban areas. Great marketing. I think this is a sexual joke. A for effort.
Choco Taco?
You know, also was a big deal in middle school was getting a cheese bagel for breakfast.
What do you mean? Like an Asiago Panera bread bagel?
No, they sold like a plain ass bagel with just cheese melted on it.
Oh, you went to school.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yo, I love steakums.
Wrapped in aluminum foil, and then you'd open it, and the cheese would be stuck to the aluminum foil, and I would try to eat the cheese off the aluminum foil because I'd be like, "Oh, I don't want to waste this."
Crazy,
but crack. It sounds like
pieces of aluminum foil.
If it's the last thing I do, I need you to just live your life a little bit and you know, waste not, want not, put it out of your brain. You must.
Oh my god!
Now you're making me remember. I remember there was somebody. If you had like lunch, you know, was like $1 something. Like, so I remember like my dad would just leave me $2 and I would get like 20 cents back, I think, or quarter back. And I remember it cost more to get like a tray of fries. People would literally get a tray of fries. So your stupid little foam tray, but they'd be like, it was like $5 or something. And that's when you knew like some kid had money because then he just got a tray of fries and you wanted to be the kid who sat at his table because you wanted to have some of those fries. Because like you would get people who would come and steal your fries. Like there was like warfare in those cafeterias over those fries.
That's fancy.
You had breakfast at school, Chrissy. I guess so you would go early enough to
I think it was maybe there was like a leg up program or like a breakfast program for like either the tards or the bad kids. I forget. It was like
a snack.
I don't think I was either. It was limited. I don't remember.
I saw it when I was in high school because I went to public high school. I saw children with like breakfast foods or whatever they did like a hot breakfast, but I would never go early enough. I didn't think to ever do that. But and then you were saving the cheese on the bagels. Chrissy.
Yes, I would eat the cheese off the tinfoil.
Love you for that. Hot breakfast.
A hot cheese bagel.
I was too embarrassed to get in the lunch line. I would only ever get school lunch in high school. I would get the square pizza. If twice a week, the lunch ladies would do a cart outside and I would get one of those. But I was not waiting in that line. I was just too embarrassed. I would just drink a Red Bull. And
cards and bad kids. And I wasn't a bad kid. I think it was just maybe
Chris, that's like extremely early. That's extremely early. That's not offered to anyone. What did you do?
I think it was if I was there really early because my mom would drop us off and it'd be like because she would drop us off I think before going to work, so we'd be there like hella early.
Oh, so they had it's like
we would get there at cheese bagel time.
Or it's like for the kids that aren't getting fed at home.
Well,
or something. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
that's fun. Yeah, the kids that have to poop in their yard. You know, I open up to you fucking people and you never let me forget it.
Oh,
I'm done. I'm done opening up.
You pooped in the yard?
Never.
Yes, maybe. Look, I forgot my key a lot, okay? I would be outside for hours before my mom would come home.
Oh.
I've had that happen.
Yeah.
Spoiled cheese. What were you supposed to do?
What am I supposed to do? Crap my pants?
Yeah, sit your pants on the porch. Like,
Did you have neighbors?
Yes. Okay, there was
Could
Mrs. Saperstein, who was hella old and
hello,
not
Mr.
relatable.
Saperstein, could I take a poo in your house, please?
I've never even been in Saperstein's house. She would piss my dad off because she would always do her fan, her what's it called? The sprinkler, the sprinkler that goes like this. And it would always wet the house and it would fuck with the paint job on that side of the house. So my dad hated her. So we didn't fuck with her. Then the other side was the Angles. I would sometimes babysit there, or my sister would babysit and I would just hang out and pet the dog, one or the other. But I didn't have the nerve to ask them to use the bathroom. I didn't even know if they were
I would
home.
be so afraid to ask anyone. I would probably shit in the yard too.
I tried to run away from home once and I got caught. One of the neighbors saw me. I was sick. I was in elementary school. It was the day of the big softball game and my team was playing, but I was homesick, so I couldn't. But I really wanted to go to the game.
This is like
So
a
I
Mary
put on-
Kate and Ashley movie. of
This
my
is. I
childhood.
put on my matching purple. I had a lilac sweatsuit, top and bottom.
Yes, this is
and
like
I ventured out. I was like, I'm gonna go to, because you could walk to the elementary school from my house. It was like, I don't know, 3 long blocks or something. And I got caught. The Laspinas caught me halfway there, and they're like, get in the car, Chrissy, and they drove me to their house. And I was like, shucks.
the Laspinas, the Sapersteins, they were all in on it together.
They were. But the Laspinas, like, they were like bowling tycoons in town. They owned the bowling alley, so they had a huge house on the corner. So I didn't mind hanging out there. They had a lot of expensive snacks.
Aww.
Like Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos.
Yard poops and boiled cheese. Thank you, Erica. Thank you,
Erica's the best. Oh my God.
Russell Hall, hold on. Missy B, you're a yard pooper too? Are you?
No, I never pooped in the yard.
You must. There's nothing like it. It's a rush.
You must right now. Go.
Oh my God.
I'll go take a poop on the sidewalk right
Never
now. and see if it's
live.
the same.
I was sent to wilderness. Does that count? I had to do lots of outside pooping.
You were sent into the wilderness?
A wilderness poop?
Yeah, the troubled teen program stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember we
They
talked
send
about
you
that.
out into the woods and
Okay,
they
does
make you
the
live in the
troubled
woods.
teen thing, are you saying that if you were bad, they would just put you in the wilderness and you
Yeah,
just...
they would plant you with other ne'er-do-wells in the woods for months at a time. And
Was Jeff Probst there? Did you do challenges or like
no, but like what was it? They had that reality show that just came out on Netflix not that long ago where like it was like a bunch of like rich kids' parents that like but they were like young adults and they like sent them to like a program that was supposed to be like these wilderness programs and they like pretended to blow up their luggage as soon as they got there and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty funny. I mean, it was like cushy and like mine was cushy compared to a lot of other places as well. But this was like they were like living it up compared to
large.
Yeah, living large.
Wow. One time my dad found the poop and he was like, oh, these damn raccoons. And I was like, yes, the damn raccoons.
Raccoon.
it happened more than once, Chrissy?
Pooping in the yard. I got found out. My cover was blown. I was like,
You had to poop outside more than once when you got locked out?
Yes, I was constantly locked out. I was constantly forgetting my key.
It's because
Did
you
you
were
do it in
eating
the same
breakfast
spot?
and lunch at school. So of
Same
course you had
spot?
to go. Yeah.
Just about, because luckily we had an ideal yard for pooping because on the other side of it was a small college. But also like there was a water tower, so there was a lot of like just dead land. Like it was like a forest basically. And then like once you go past the forest, then there was like Malloy College, which is like I don't know if it's a community college or whatever, but nobody was like back there like looking, so
Right. You could poop in peace.
I had to just crouch down behind a fucking fern or something.
And I mean, this bears the question: what how'd you like wipe?
Let's not go there. What did I do? What did I do?
Her sweater, of course.
There was
My
a
art
particular
project.
It was a particular bush that had very large leaves. They were shiny. They were smooth. I remember feeling them against my skin. I would use them.
If I tried this shit in the woods, I would 100% probably end up wiping with like poison oak or something.
Oh, yeah.
It would happen to me 100%. I'd be like, this one looks flat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
great.
like totally what's happened in movies where they like go to like pee in the woods and then they come out and like later on they just got poison oak on their.
See? Right.
Or
So
you ladies
that's
got
a
a
different story.
squat.
You could pee anywhere and kind of just like and just like, all right, I'll drip dry. Fine. Pooping different.
Let me see if I can find the plant that I would use.
Oh, she knows.
I know. I remember it well. Let's see.
The best toilet paper plant.
It was a shrub. It was a shrub.
Aloe might be cooling. An aloe plant.
Shitty shrub.
Yeah.
Sure. A shrub rub. I wish I knew the name. I'm sure this is it was not the intended purpose of the shrub. Yes, it was the rhododendron.
Oh boy.
Huge leaves. Yep. It's all coming back to me now. Bang, 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 bang,
Isn't that the song that?
Isn't that inviting? Doesn't that look inviting to you?
Yes.
All right.
If you let it
Choose a leaf.
I hear a lot of judgment.
I mean,
Russell Hall. Okay, I went outside and gave it a shot. More fun than I expected, but I have to say, I think you were overselling it. Hopefully, it rains tonight. And Adam Simon's cat stepped on the keyboard again. Remember Chrissie Mayr membership.
You never like dug a hole?
Yes, I would dig holes.
Okay. How'd your dad find it? Was he like?
I forgot to dig a hole.
Oh, he was digging.
But one day,
I think I was in a rush. I think someone was getting home, like pulling up the driveway, and I panicked.
Had you only waited that little bit,
Chrissy's
you would.
shitting in the yard.
oh, like Chrissy, she forgot her key again.
I just was doing a little bit of. I was having my own Slumdog Millionaire moment.
That's awesome.
Poison ivy is very absorbent and soft. Thank you, Megan.
Oh, great. Wonderful.
Like I wasn't trying to be a gross kid, but I just was I was in a tough spot like a number of times. It's just like
the Sapersteins you didn't want to deal
with. The
with.
Sapersteins did nothing for me. She was she lived by herself. And
Saperstein.
We just didn't know our neighbors like that.
Yeah. I hear that.
I don't know. On second thought, I should have tried knocking on the door. I just didn't want to bother them.
I'm the exact same way. I would sooner shit in the yard if I were locked out than ever inconvenience anybody whatsoever. I would.
Yeah.
That's a terrible personality trait, but that's who we are, you know.
Right, because I didn't want to be like, oh wow, she only wants us for our toilet, you know. Viking, ballpark. How many times did you shat in the yard?
She's got a thing.
It's countless.
More than 5, less than 10. I don't know.
She's like in 2005 or
look, I was locked out a lot. Okay, I was a latchkey kid. You know, I was a Girl Scout.
Gotta get you one of those fake rocks.
You never had like
or a sheeness.
You never had like a window open to climb through? I've gotten lucky.
I a few times would break into the porch, but then we had a thick wooden door that would go into the house that like I couldn't. There's no way I could break that open. It was like solid oak, but I could break into the porch.
Mom,
Don't shit in the
Chrissy's
porch.
shitting on the
Don't shit in the porch.
porch.
I'm not gonna shit in the porch. I have some food. Oh man. I know it sounds bad, but at the time, like, I don't know.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I was a scrappy little kid.
I love that about you.
All right. I think I have to end the show forever.
She's gotta go shit in the yard, guys.
This is the last
Too
episode.
embarrassed. I think I'm too embarrassed to keep going.
It was real. It was good.
I learned how to use the rhododendron well. You know, I wasn't like leaving behind a mess or something. I wasn't like I was tidy as one could be in that situation.
You didn't just very rarely had diarrhea. You know,
No.
it wasn't spewing everywhere. It was fine. In fact, it was like a raccoon poop.
Yeah, right.
It was church poop.
Yes, the damn raccoons.
The raccoons, the sea. Yeah, that's her. That's what I'm getting blamed for. A whole school of raccoons. Actually, what is a group of raccoons called? A school of raccoons?
A coon? I don't know.
You know, Mom, there's a bunch of coons in the yard. You can't say that.
Called a
And the
gaze.
property value's going down.
It's a gaze or a nursery.
A nursery of raccoons?
A nursery of raccoons?
What was the first thing you said?
A gaze.
A gaze?
Gaze. A gaze.
Oh, gaze.
A nursery
fun.
of raccoons.
Oh, I have to go. Okay, I have to go.
It's a bunch of gays.
Guys, get tickets. Go to jazzonmain.com to see me and Keanu Thompson here performing this Saturday, July 20th. First show for me since giving birth, 7:00. Get your tickets now. Keanu Thompson, where can people follow you?
Keanu C. Thompson everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. You can find my dates there. Wee!
Kim Coulter.
Coulter Culture. Just follow me on X. That's where I post everything.
Yes. Missy B.
Miss Am First on X. Just there commenting on anything. Sometimes I post stuff about Ant and they're fun and funny.
Follow everyone. I love you guys.
I love for fun.
Never opening up to you guys again.
I love it.
Thank you guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.